Check. Hello. Wait.
Predictable. Always changing tempos. Go fast when they expect me to go slow. Go high when they expect me to go low.
Who's gotten Heretics that much closer than their 9th round?
Halo, selamat sore.
All staring at elbow. Benji finishing Wolfall, make it 2, an ace to potentially close the map. Can he pull it off? They're both right there. The spam onto the first, they're both weak. He's gonna connect it all! And GOPAY aces his way to take G2 to playoffs!
Honestly, I wanted to win this game extremely bad, and that's what we did. I want to play my best and be the best team that I possibly can for my teammates. Especially for Icy, it's his first event ever, his rookie year. I just want him to experience being on the big stage.
Now that Jing is back, W Gaming is back to work, we feel complete again.
Since you chose us, you better be very prepared, because if you lose, we're gonna air you out on Twitter.
Akhirnya yang ditunggu-tunggu. Hari ini PRX lawan G2. Oke guys, jangan lupa yang join, jangan lupa di like. Share, subscribe.
PRX versus G2, our second day of playoffs, and it's going to be a clash of styles. You're going to have the G2 heavy prep work versus W Gaming on PRX's side. You couldn't have asked for a better way to kick off our day here, Mimi.
The last time we saw this match, G2's core was a young team. It was their first international event. They got eliminated by PRX there. But now PRX has picked to play them in the playoffs, and they have a chance to make an upset happen. And as we look at the maps, we're starting off on 2 maps back-to-back where PRX is playing into these double duelist comps.
I love the fact that Split is going to be the first map.
Apa aja nih?
PRX didn't play it a lot in the region. They didn't even get to play it until the grand finals. They left it open as a third map time and time again, but they never got to that point. And Lotus being the second one there with the solo control. And again, as you say, in the double duelist for PRX, there is some preparation that can be done here, and things are looking better than I expected for G2.
Yeah, with limited options to re-clear space on the mid-round, this like solo sky double duelist comp on both these maps for PRX is really going to be reliant on opening gambits to take a ton of space early off just like one piece of sky util and on heavy executes. If G2 can play around that well and give a little bit of space and then flood in against this comp that doesn't actually have that much to hold in the post plant, I think there's a real chance they could win this match. Or there's a chance PRX could just run them over.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Like, what is the alternative to that situation? As the situation goes good for PRX, what do they do in that, against what G2 does? Just run them down.
Literally, like if G2 is playing on sites on their defensive side, this comp can dominate them. They will be fighting forward, they will be disruptive, and they are some of the best aimers in the world.
I think that there might be a reason behind picking the Split. It's not only that PRX, it struggled to close this map. I believe this was also the last map of the final there in Pacific. They struggle, they don't have that much confidence in it, they don't have that many reps, and the composition ain't that crazy, right? Like, you have seen and probably played against the double duelist before. As I was saying, Split is the kind of map where, especially on that final, because it's the only VOD that I could watch, they started on that default, trying to cover up a little bit of the map, and they were not managing to get the rounds. Then Alex just calls on a timeout and says, honestly, just send it down a side. Send it down a side, time and time again. And they were being very well shut down.
Well, let's get into today's first pistol round and throw it over to your casters. You got Achilles and Paper Thin, and they're totally gonna be unbiased. Ain't that right, guys?
Absolutely, always, no bias here. All we want is good gameplay.
Yes.
And these two teams should absolutely deliver on that. But we've all been waiting to see PRX take to the stage here in the playoffs to see what kind of form they come out with.
No doubt. I mean, this is one of the tournament favorites for sure. A lot of people are picking this PRX team, feeling like this is their moment. But I'm telling you, this G2 team is so good right now. I love the way they play off of each other. You've got some insane cracked players on that squad who can turn rounds on their head. You know, Valen and Leaf in particular have been super impressive. Jonah P, you know, you saw it in some of the highlight videos on this particular map where he had that crazy ace. So this G2 squad is definitely, I think, going to give PRX one hell of a fight.
Well, we're off to a roaring start already as Jing going forward, able to find a first kill. Valen going to be taken down. Crowd coming alive. Leaf going to be noted. Dealt with there by Divide with the Sheriff in hand. Plant now going to be coming through just 20 seconds into the round. Jing very far forward, collects himself a second. Notes the third. Fault line coming in, but he already has the headshot. And Jing, welcome back to the stage. Paint Shell's not gonna find much, but he wants a little bit more. He won't get that 4K, but that is gonna be PRX taking the pistol in blistering pace.
And this is something that has been missing from PRX until stage 1 is Jing. The way that he can explode onto a site and just take rounds over. Of course, he's just so good at identifying these positions out the rip. There is a little bit of help from the flash, but there was a good opportunity there for Valen to challenge on that, and then he just starts taking space. I mean, this is what makes Jing so dangerous, is he does not let go. Once he's got that opening kill on a site, he's going to keep going at you. Most of the time. Not always, but quite often.
Well, aggressive from the outset in the pistol, now slowed down. Smoke gonna be coming through, tap onto the orb. Go ahead, snatch that up, get Jing halfway to that showstopper. No one playing forward here in the site. Valen lurking back here at Alley, but it's going to be a passover on that spike just to really fast-track this ult for the Rays. Everybody else now getting into position. Retaken from here. Going to prove to be very, very difficult here for G2. As the dog does get the catch.
Yeah, PRX just crossing their T's, dotting their I's. Wow, a push out there from Valen. Gets punished a bit, but doesn't die. It's kind of what's important here.
That's something just going to be eating that flash, but Jing, he wants to try to get this ult online. So he's going to push aggressively, looking for it, and he's able to collect another one. We'll spam across for the rest of the players, likely to just sit back, but something doesn't want to give them that opportunity to die to the spike. He is out for blood, but going to misread the positioning here. Solid from Jonah, be able to collect that kill. Forsaken looking like he will just go ahead and allow them to die. So 4 players sacrificed over to the spike. PRX move up 2-0.
Yeah, this is good identification here by PRX of that positioning, using that Trailblazer to figure out where G2 was setting up to die to the spike and trying to punish that as best as they could. And like you said, it's fine for Jing to die there. You don't care either way. You know, you want those ult orbs. You're so close to the showstopper already. You're 2 away. You can farm an orb here, and he gets 1 kill, and all of a sudden, they can bonus you in a heartbeat. See if that's going to be the play here for PRX as rifles abound now, full buy for G2. Did their best there. Expecting the aggression from PRX, covering their angles nicely, and you know, only lost 1 player to it. So for what it's worth, that's not bad at all, frankly.
Yep, I was waiting. See if you're gonna notice.
What have you done?
Timer, just
this is you.
Stopping around 4 seconds. Hey, everything's been smooth so far.
That's true.
We've minor pause in the action.
We've been very lucky.
And we'll
Kenapa
see
ini
what's going on
paus?
here. Looks like something in the PRX camp. Forsaken needing to make sure that everything is taken care of. Just maybe have to unplug it, plug it back in again, you know?
That happens. That's the go-to IT solution for sure. But yeah, it's a good start for PRX. One thing I'm really curious about here, Achilles, is with these 2 comps, you know, how important is it for G2 to have a really good defender side? Because it's the double duelist, right? And generally, PRX is doing their damage on the attacker side, whereas G2's comp is generally going to do its damage on the defender side. So in my mind, I'm starting to wonder, like, what's the round score that G2 needs to get to that I feel comfortable that they switch over to attackers? Because they've only played this map twice in stage 1 against 100 Thieves both times, and their attacker side was pretty anemic both times.
Sure.
So like 3 and 9, and I think 4 and 8 or something like that. So what is the actual
Internet terusnya bagus ya.
on this defender
Jadi
side?
kayaknya nggak ada nge-lag lagi.
As many as humanly possible for the G2 camp.
Sure.
And we'll see if they're going to be able to get one on the board as we do get ready to go into that bonus round here. Best opportunity for them as the firepower will be in their favor for the most part. A couple half armors, but we'll see what the final assembly is going to be looking like for PRX once we get everything squared away here with Forsaken on stage.
Curious if something thinks about an outlaw or
Forsaken
something like that. I'm very, very intrigued as to what he's going to end up buying.
I would be bold on the attack, but I mean, something is just known for doing bold things.
Yeah.
Given that outlaw, and the man is going to put it to good use, so it could see a purchase like that come through at the moment. We can still see the game. It's just shy of 4,000 credits, so can afford to go ahead and pick that one up, but likely wants to have a bit more money going into the next round, just in case they aren't able to convert here.
Then I think maybe a judge.
That, you know, that is also very much his speed.
Tapi mesti aja ada.
They will grab a judge and maybe pass it over to Jing. Jing will give him the Spectre. Something like that might happen. It just kind of depends. But
you know, give him the Wisey treatment. I mean, it was on Split. He was just absolutely breaking ankles.
I had
people
sort
down,
of forgotten about that. I think I wanted to.
Energy hasn't. They'll never forget about it.
But, you know, now they're changing the roster up, so.
Yeah. We'll see how things fare in the future. It looks like with the admin stepping away, Forsaken might be good to go. I'm not gonna get too overexcited about it quite just yet until I see that clock ticking down once again. It seems like we should just about be ready to get back into the action here.
Yes. That's from the PRX social media. Tweeted out their Guardians of the Galaxy.
There we go.
Squad. And it's a Vandal here for something. Interesting. That is quite the buy, but it's PRX, so they're good enough to get away with these kind of things. For sure. So Hawk to check. Doesn't get any info. So let's see if they're going to be wary of a trap or something like that. Something just trying to take space, but the spike hasn't been picked up. So this is all just kind of an info gathering mission for the PRX squad. And they've been a little more cautious this year, I think.
Jiggle peek out there from Icy. He's spotting plenty. Quick guiding light into the back of sight. Make sure that it is clear. So now space can be taken. Something pushing forward.
Look at Jing.
TP up to heaven.
Okay.
There's Icy. Trying to force them back. Something does get tagged up, and the paint shell keeps him at bay here for the moment. Mind Freak setting up another smoke, trying to keep himself protected, but Icy's able to find the headshot. Does get knocked down to 21 HP. Is Jing lurking away. Has he missed this one? Oh, now noticing it. Takes down lead, but that's going to be a weapon recovered.
Kirain bakal
Middle now in hand for him. Clear out of the haunt. Boombot to try to get himself pushed up here into heaven. Something finding one. Trying to peek up one apiece, but now something picks up a second kill. A 2v2 here. It's Forsaken. He's clearing out that prowler, but cannot steady the aim. Dash around the back, something with the updraft. 7 bullets remaining here in the Vandal. Now down to 5 as he clears out the Prowler. Playing a ring around the Rosie here. Sees the gun barrel of 1. Swing out, finds it, swap over the glass.
Whoa!
Gets the 4K Red Bull clutch. PRX, they convert the bonus.
Yeah, definitely worth the investment for that Vandal. Puts it to great use and plays the time so nicely. Something just beautiful on site. Hitting some great shots, anticipating Icy's peek around the corner. Jonah P, so good on elbow on that breach.
Pasti reload.
The last time they played this
Bikinnya itu reload terus ngumpet kalau
and that's the PRX that you come to know and love. They are just so deep as a team, able to pull off these unbelievable plays, and now you have the showstopper for G. Playing pretty far up is G2 this time.
Oh, something just trying to eat some of that paint shell damage to come away with the kill, but Icy is able to put him down. Locked out for Trent. Gonna be destroyed, but that is a solid start. Weapon not gonna be recoverable here for them. Bite goes across. Little smattering of damage there on the Trent. Showstopper still here in the back pocket of Jing for the entry if they want to commit to this site, but it looks like PRX maybe wanting to go and suss out the other side of the map.
Yeah, against an eco, PRX definitely feeling like, okay, there's too many players over here that we've seen. Let's try something a little bit different. It feels like a trap, and they made the correct read for sure. Mind Freak, clean there, taking Leaf out in mid.
Catching the one, setting up a smoke, trying to fake that They're still going to be pushing their way over onto A, but the read is good here from the side of G2, so some damage can be dealt. Valen has that stinger in hand here on the side. Paranoia exchanged here on both sides. Haunt not catching anybody. CTP's over to the side. Showstopper now going to be coming through. Instantly shuts it down. Jing dead. Jonah P there for the backstab. Does an immense amount of damage. The aftershock going to be coming through. Divide just respecting that. Swings ahead of it. Does manage to find that kill. Now with 30 seconds. Looks like they might be wanting to try to fake a pivot, but G2, they're very much stuck here.
Valen is unbelievable with stingers. Just insane how good he is.
Awas kesulik.
Push forward, able to find one, but again, HP bar's falling low. Valen coming away with that one. Divide swinging around the side. Forsaken's going to be the one collecting that kill. Now it's all on Trent. Recovered Vandal in hand. One shot into Forsaken takes down the sky.
I've got your trail.
As the Seeker coming through just to confirm his position. Swing out, Defy. Just pushes for it, nearly loses his life, but PRX, they keep on stringing them together. 4-0 now to start.
For what it's worth, this is a great round from G2. They do a ton of damage. They read this nicely. Valen, he is the best stinger player in the world. I have watched so many VODs of G2 coming up to this event, and like his stingers are insane. You've seen it here in this event as well, but the guy is just so crisp with that gun. It is unbelievable how accurate it is. Like, nerfs be damned. He's just so clean with it, and I love that G2 has so much success on their ecos because of it.
Attack op now in play here from something. Let's see what kind of value he's going to be able to find here. Jing just taking a couple pot shots in towards Mail, trying to see if he can connect a stray.
They just got a lot of info to G2 that there's nobody over in A main. The haunt wasn't cleared, so that allows them to take a lot of space. Really, the only site they're giving up is B. And PRX is actually going to be rotating in that direction, but no real trap setup with all that attention in the mid. That's drawn both Jonah P and Trent over along with Leaf. So PRX has an opportunity to maybe get through. They can get this opener, but something going to be leading the way with the operator.
I see such a
Nih bentar lagi nih perang nih kalau masuk nih.
So far the push forward not fully being watched for, and something he's going to start working his way up the ramp, but then gets taken down. The off now on the ground. Value not found. Flash in with the blast pack exit. IC gets himself over to safety, but Jonah P going to be traded out at the same time. And now swing. Mind Freak able to come up with one before getting taken down. Solid shot from Leaf though to bring it back into a 3v3, but now Spike planted. All three players here from PRX sat in on the site. Page shells from Jing trying to delay. Boombot also available. Comes swinging through. He's instantly dealt with. Jing distracted, does end up falling. Leaf able to find one, but the Divide strikes him down. It's all on Trent. He can't make it happen. Divide comes up with a two-piece. PRX now 5-0.
I mean, G2's making good reads. They're setting up these early traps that are getting the early picks against PRX, but then somebody like Divide or Mindfreak comes up with these huge multi-kills that completely turn the round on their head. Give it even numbers advantage for PRX.
Something nggak tahu sih ada di situ dia.
So good this year has Mindfreak been. He is just so crucial to the success of this team. Him and Divide both absolutely just disgustingly good. Being asked to play Sentinels and Controllers in this roster that's full of cracked duelists, and they hold their own, and more than so. They're oftentimes like the top fraggers, the top ACS guys going up for this PRX roster.
Now timeout. Unnecessary call here, given the deficit. And like you said, the reads have been good. They've been understanding the way that PRX are going to be rotating around the map and getting themselves in a position to intercept, but trade outs here, shots not fully connecting. It's consistent damage being dealt in these rounds and not getting ran over, but they're just also not finding those wins.
Exactly. I mean, look at PRX's economy. It's not the best. When you show it back on screen here, y'all at home will see this.
It's been fluctuating.
Yeah, so it's like, yes, there's a ton of damage being done, and G2 just needs to get a couple rounds going, and they'll be able to put PRX back on an eco. So it could start here. Again, these stingers are so lethal, especially on this map for G2. Just kind of look and see if they can maybe get that showstopper online with Icy. They could easily turn this around. Get the Viper's fit for Leaf, he's 2 away. A lot of things could absolutely give G2 a big, much-needed thrifty.
Oh, quick swing in and a swing out.
They don't want to mess with that stinger again.
I wouldn't either. No damage dealt. Able to back away. Icy now. Looking to try to reinforce this mid position here. Got Leaf tucked away in Mail. And for now, looks like PRX is going to be more than happy to just leave Divide here. Let him linger.
Sama-sama
The
udah.
rest of the team turns their sights back over in towards Garage.
Valen's reposition, though. They're pinging out, expect him to be back behind the box, but he's actually just rotating around pillar. And PRX really taking their time with this.
Oh.
There you go.
Such a minor timing to play off of, but something comes away with the kill. Valen going to be taken down. Half your smokes now gone. That paranoia not going to be in play. Fault line held. So would leave something on a bit of an island. He does have the tailwind to try to exit as the push starts coming through. Fault line set. Stinger in play. Jonah able to do quite a bit of damage there. After shock.
Untungnya.
Jing able to pull away from that, not take any damage, but decent damage dealt. Forsaken down to 23. Does get something back up to 100. And Leaf taking some forward space is able to take him down to the backstab. Getting ready to come through. Trent on this big all the way through their spawn. But he needs to get there sooner rather than later. Jing's able to find one to buy, getting another.
Spike down B.
And now it is all on Trent. Can't make a noise.
Oh, nggak nih ada yang
Sound.
flash.
Needs to try
Oh.
to catch them off guard, but Jing is watching for it. Now they all know where he's at. Does get the headshot. Nice little wall bang there. Do some additional damage here. Haunt out, not needing to be cleared. Both pulled back here around the pillar. Spots one high, has to go for the reload, and Mind Freak has the timing. 6-0. PRX continue onward.
And this is the new PRX. They're a lot more patient. Yes, it still looks
Apakah
kind of
ini
aggressive
bakal
because
cepet?
something's starting to push angles, but he's doing it quite late in the round. He's waiting for someone to give him an opportunity to find that pick, and he gets Valen with it off the dissipate of the smoke. Just so fast is something. Jing as well. So quick to
Timing
react to
banget
these
sih
things.
tadi.
It's what makes PRX so darn difficult to fight against. Trent, that lurk just came a hair too late. He was almost there in time to maybe spin that round back into G2's favor. Just not quite able to. A little bit of confirmation on some information the pit used in mid.
We have 4 ultimates online here for the side of G2. If there was ever a round to get the win in, you'd expect it to be this one, but you also don't want to be seeing an overcommitment of ultimates here. So the pit off the rip. We'll see what else becomes necessary as the round goes on, but for now, it's going to be mid control firmly in the hands of G2.
They know with this operator in play, they can't give up any of those early picks again. You can kind of afford to do it on an eco, but this round, once again, shaky for G2. A lot of space, a lot of info gain, and that allows something to continue to watch that angle. Although Icy, saw the head.
6-0 Jul.
Was looking for it, but this time not going to be rewarded. A bit of a fake pullback here.
Ya tinggal kalahnya ke pantai banget apa enggak
A
sih?
little bit here.
Is he gonna ult into the corner?
Tapi
They just pinged
mapnya
out.
gitu sih.
They passed the spike over to him.
Something now wanted to be the entry power here. Just pop the knives, and yep, Mind Freak just going to be peeing his way onto the side.
Ini strateginya
Something
kayak
clears the way to
jadi
buy on this
attacker.
lurk. It's so
Dia kan
disgusting.
pertama di defense.
Iya sih biasanya.
Pit dropped and look at Jing.
Biasanya naik
Working his way through the
pick
B side of the moment.
awalan defensive,
Pull off what Trent could not in the previous round.
tergantung map. Mapnya kayaknya defender.
There's a jump out down Icy, dealt with it. I believe the showstopper was pulled. Ult not finding value.
Gila yakin. Aimnya gini banget nih ketemu Longgi ya. Banyak.
There's nowhere to go but forward.
Gitu.
But it's into something who collapsed them.
Something.
It's a flawless from PRX, both in the round and in the map so far. 7-0.
The on-the-call flying here from PRX is so good. They get so much info, and they're given so much space, and their plan around that is, okay, we just need to keep screens under control, get onto the site, we can pass the spike over to Mind Freak, he can bring it over and plant it, Jing's gonna be lurking, Divine's holding an angle from Ramen, and they're gonna win the round flawlessly. I mean, they're just
Gila anjing.
so good.
Tembakannya
It's not just their shooting.
suka masuk akal.
They are very aware of their surroundings and how to exploit what their opponents are trying to do.
Well, clear on the haunt, not really coming through.
Nek main mandeng PRX ya.
All for
Mainnya
the other side of
aim
the
lu.
map.
Tapi nek mandeng pas net Sentinel
That's gonna make PRX
mesti
change up the
utility
strat a
sih.
bit.
Jadi ketone lebih jago PRX.
Try and stack
Aimnya.
for an A hit.
Tapi nek aku biasanya mantengin
Divine one away from the pit, Jing one away from the showstopper.
sunset.
Valen is that paranoia and a stinger.
Sunset karo mapa apa kayak utility ne
Now gonna be noted,
PRX
so he still comes away with one.
kompak
Jump
kayak gitu
forward
loh.
from Jing, looking for the kill, and he's eventually able to fish it out. Finds that kill, Jonah
Cici
Pete
metu
taking down
kabeh.
Divine, trying to intercept,
Jarang
eventually
habis
is able
sih.
to see the game,
Weak
finds
gaming
that pick off.
anjir.
As Leaf goes
Drill
down,
Karo
weak
weak
gaming.
gaming
now
sih.
just Trent and
Iya.
Icy left alive,
Kompak
sheriffs in
banget.
hand.
Kalahnya karo utility.
Well, unfortunately, not much hope in hell. One now noted, Jing watching
Aim
over
bisa
ramp.
dilakukan maning anjir.
Drop shot
PRX
coming
tuh.
their way. the swing out. Jing trying to challenge here
Gila,
on the both.
kena
Doesn't end up
kafe
getting
lah
taken down.
tembakannya
Icy
anjir.
finding that kill. Dink on the Mind Freak as well. Wow. To take him even lower. As the C's now gets chucked out. Swing around the back though, Forsaken. Ready on the back step. Can't find that final shot, and suddenly, Icy
Wah,
may just be able to bring this one back, but time is dwindling. Devi working his way over here towards ramp. Here's the entry. Paint shell. It's a solid read from Icy, just trying to create some space. Gets in onto the defuse. Tries to get the half, but right as he does, Devi takes him down.
Uncle.
Again, a decent effort. So
Ngeri
very
level ya,
close
Gin, ya.
to getting that first round win here for
Itu
G2.
terus
But
anjir,
PRX,
Davai.
they just barely
Uncle
managed to
sih.
squeak by with the win again.
Yeah, it's great to
Anjing
see
levelnya
Icy
itu
coming
terus
alive
sih
here,
Davai
having a
anjing.
great round after getting
Gila,
shut down
sumpah.
with showstopper in
Enareng
hand the
guys,
previous
kalau
round.
enai ge ngecit
Just
apa
so
ya?
clean.
Itu
Usually our
anjing.
PRX, a little bit of whiffy from Jing and Devi, but able
Mau phantom lu padahal.
why not? Good enough. I mean, they're just so efficient. They are so active on the map, especially on Split, a map that a lot of teams can get kind of stuck into these defaults where they're holding angles post plant. They're just trying to like lock you out, but they're all over the place. They're constantly moving around, trying to find those open angles, those open spaces. Jing and Devi in particular is so good at it.
Now the second timeout needing to be called here from the side of G2. And you were asking the question
Tapi
earlier.
walaupun G2 mengkonek nang attacker
I don't think there's enough
apik,
available.
tapi pas defense ge Rauli poin ya angel sih.
Would like to have been going into this one, but right now I think you'd give up the world just to be able to get those 4 rounds to close out this half, to start building up some of that momentum. We'll see if it works. Still 2 ults here available to the side of G2. Trying to beat with that rolling thunder. Can cause some chaos.
And G2 can definitely do this. We've seen it time and time again this tournament that they are stalwart. They are so good at getting their aim under control and start making some good reads. They've made some pretty good reads. It's just PRX has been making better ones at times and just frankly out shooting them. And that's something that every team struggles against PRX for the most part, is they're so tremendous in their firepower. Space given up though, expecting this showstopper to be coming on to B. So Valen hightails it out of there. You got a couple players now thinking about going through heaven. Mind Freak going on a bit of a walkabout.
Plant-in Seekers available now. Pin going to be layered
Tapi ya
on top of the
Forsaken
rolling
ya
thunder.
nu
Still here, still available for the
bisa
side of G2.
KP agent sih.
For the attempted retake. For now, it's going to be a shot to try to force something off the angle, but he's ahead of this rolling thunder. He's not caught by it already. Trent going to be taken down. Entry from Icy, able to find one, but now something strikes. 2 kills, tries to swap over.
Kan hampir di PKP kan agent.
The Mind Freak's already taken it down.
It's just beautiful understanding
player.
of the utility that Breach is going to be throwing and where he can get away with not getting hit by it. That's all it takes. You know, as soon as that aftershock comes through, he's like, oh, I can just stay tucked in the corner. The ult isn't going to hit me. And I'm just going to wait. And they can never really react in time. Jonah P gave it a try, but something just too darn fast. And they're so well prepared here at PRX.
Main cepet ki.
Just everything that G2 tries to throw at them is just thwarted.
I mean, it's been flashy from Jing and something, but Devi, he's right up there with him. 10-1 at the moment on this Viper. The lurk plays have just been so devastating.
Uncle Aim getting it done.
Once again, a kickback here. Is it Leaf just getting tucked? Once again, right as that smoke gets ready to dissipate. Something pushing forward. Maybe looking for a very deep angle. That's going to be Jing getting a spot on the Valen. The aftershock doing nothing to dissuade him. Look forward into the poison orb there with the shorty in hand. Something really wanted to take this forward space, but look at this. He's got the read. He's got the spot. That's going to be Icy taken down. The slow creep forward. Jonah P now noted here on the site.
They're so methodical. And you even had Devi there to cover just in case that went south.
Bolt line to try to slow him up, but spot out on the 2. Notes him here, something dashing forward, shorty in hand, hunting, seeking target. Can't find either of them. They're already dead as he swings around. Now it is once again all on Trent. See if he can just stop this from being a flawless.
He hit some good shots the last time.
Hello. Oh, decent damage there on a Forsaken. He's reading this lurk around the back very well. Can he win it out? It's a swing in, Mind Freak. He'll have it. It's a flawless 10-0 here. PRX, 2 more rounds to be played out in the half as they look to deliver potentially a 13-0.
Could be. Certainly feels like it. and now economy's never going to be an issue for
tapi
him.
tadi itu Sunset ada ya.
And it just
Nggak
Jing
ngambil
gets
ya?
that spot early, just ahead of the paranoia hitting him. You can see Divide right around that box as well. Not sure if he,
Fine.
I don't think he saw or heard Icy. Icy was being pretty good about obscuring his sound, but yeah, they're just so effective as working as a unit. Everybody's working together there, allowing time for something to go for that flank in case somebody could trade him out.
Nih.
Like the plans here for PRX.
Oh my God.
My God. That helps too.
I mean, Leaf man's just trying to jiggle. Something not having it. Double push up here in the main. We'll find value. Divide going to be taken down. Not with there. Trent does get noted, so they know that there's at least 2 players here in this position. Something wanted to take that space. Again, Shorty in hand. Tuck back here from Trent, sending out the C's to try to buy himself some space. The Seekers now let loose here from PRX. Dog into the corner. They're not going to be able to find that stun. Push up. Forsaken flushes him out. Palin now out in front here on the site. Tucks back behind elbow. Needing to stay safe. Full rotation still not called in here from the side of G2. Icy, okay, now starting to make his way over here towards A to try to reinforce his position, but Balin for now is all on his lonesome with 16 HP remaining.
Oh my
God.
He's able to find his mark.
Jing menggila, guys.
Dealt with, now the double approach. It's Forsaken, just playing off this one way. Swings, thinks that he gets the kill, and then runs out of bullets. JP able to take advantage there. Now a 2v3. Something looking for another flick of the century. Can't quite make them happen though. Paint shells connect there into backside. Showstopper now comes through, but again, he is dealt with. Something just not allowing for these showstoppers to even get drawn out. Mind Freak TP's up into heaven. It's 11-0.
No rust for PRX. Coming off a bit of a break. Had the first part of this tournament off. Didn't have to play in the Swiss stage because they win Stage 1 of VZT Pacific, and they are not missing a beat. Something in particular is feeling it with that op. You could just tell with those flicks. And that's Jing, the best in the business when it comes to blast pack landings and recovery. No one does it better than him, and he does it with a Vandal.
As we get ready to take a look at the scoreboard, you can see, I mean, the duelists here, inseparable. 13-5-3 between both of them. Just perfect parity. As they look to deliver utter destruction here to G2. Well, Flash is going to be committed there from Forsaken. Just trying to draw some attention over towards B. Meanwhile, A completely opened up. It's going to be the plant getting ready to come through. Jing one off the showstopper here after the plant.
This time it's Forsaken on the late lurk. Or PRX, so it'd be difficult on site. Divide with the op. Be trying to lock down. They're coming from every angle.
Mind Freak able to catch Trent there. C's does connect, but Leaf on this backstab, on this flank alongside Jonah P. Comes up with a kill. Divide gonna be taking out full flash connects there onto Mind Freak. Weapon now scooped up, Forsaken. A bit of a riskier position as he goes pushing out. Balin takes him down. Now it's all in the duelist. Something on the first. Turns for the flash, but he's taking too much damage, and there you go. The cleanup comes through. G2 at long last fight back.
Akhirnya notes ya.
To close out the half. But 11-1 is a hell of a road to try to run back.
Yeah, and this time around they're a little bit quicker to react after giving up all that space to PRX. They completely cede the A site to them and they say, here you go, have fun. And they do a great job coming from a bunch of different angles and striking
siapa
together.
Sih yang keculik pertama tuh?
This time just very much noting where all these players were going to be coming from. Getting that really nice timing, swinging the back around through main to come up with those kills. That's going to be the first bit of frustration dealt over here to the side of Alex, but I think even he
harusnya bisa tuh 12-0.
He shouldn't be. You would hope.
In a very strong position, G2, everything to do in the second half. But for now, as we go into the halftime, give them a breather. We've got a very special guest standing by with Mika for an interview.
Hey guys, we have a special surprise for you. We have the whole Sasanta family right here in the venue. We have Yenny, who is Forsaken's mom. We have Ari, who is Forsaken's dad. And we have Hannah, who is Forsaken's auntie. That's right, the whole family is here. Now, of course, the world knows that you have a very talented gaming family, and this all started when you opened a PC shop or a LAN cafe many, many years ago. So is that where Forsaken and Extra learned how to be pro gamers?
Yes.
That's where they learned how to be pro gamers. It runs in the family, right? And since the whole family is here with your two sons, did you get to spend time in Shanghai? Did you get to spend time with the family?
Iya. Sing si Jinin si siapa ya sing kain GOPAY?
Oh, yes, of course, I can see that. And where did you go as a family? Did you see any sights together?
4 second copy.
Yes, my son is on the television watching us.
Oh, see, it's a whole family affair, right? So right now, the score is 11-1 in favor of PRX, and I know that Ari, you are a gamer yourself. So what is your assessment? What is the analysis of the map so far?
I'm analysis. I'm trust and I believe PRX can be win this map.
Yes, of course. I think so far, you know, everybody agrees with that. What about you, Yanni? Do you have any words for PRX right now?
I will. PRX will be the winner.
Biungnya sih nggak ngerti.
All right, PRX will be the winner. You heard it from them. Let's get back to the game.
Thank you very much. Good to see the support. Good to see the fam coming out. As Forsaken taking a glimpse across the stage, and his family is able to take back to their seats. It might not be too much longer until they're on their feet once again. It's PRX 11-1, utter domination in that first half. They start off with the pistol. It's all but over.
Yeah, I mean, 11-1, monumental. If G2 can get this done, it's going to be really tricky. This is a 4-1 setup here for the side of PRX. Got all your duelists, an initiator util over there on the A site, and a toxic screen setup for what I assume is a retake if they pivot towards B. But of course, it's PRX. So here we go.
Rushing forward, but it's going to be Leaf collecting 3. Excellent response, some damage taken. Widely, G2. Very much coming out dominant on that exchange. Forsaken still creeping up. Oh, doesn't note him. Does manage to take him down, but an immense amount of damage now.
Tapi naik pistol awalan biasanya kayak gue sih gamblingnya.
Is not ready for Trent. Solid lurk from him. And now the pivot
back
over
over
towards the A side.
Senjata full buy ya
Could be somebody coming through spawn, or they're just going to be making their way over towards A. So that is going to be the direction he starts. Valen going to be coming down the stairs behind him. Can't find the shots. Yeah, Trent is going to take him down, and G2 gets what is literally a must-win pistol. And it's off the back of just some good patience off the rip, Achilles.
Well, that is the round that they absolutely needed off the rip here. Economy going to be in a good spot. PRX, of course, going to be respectful, not going to be seeing any kind of force-ups here. A very good
utility-nya juga telat kan?
Gun down 3, trying to fast-track that pit. And there's that frustration starting to come through.
Couldn't even find one, I think is what he said there.
Komentatornya mesti guyu
ya, Alex. Yang paling ditunggu sih, Alex moment.
Yeah. I mean,
dia rasa ekspresif sih ya.
The stack here in the mid.
Rasa ekspresif Alex.
Masalahnya anak base itu, si WIB nang Pasifik kan merusak meja.
Will take out the enemy raise, but now it is all on something. A stinger with 6 bullets left in the clip here. Here on the Prowler, just trying to exit. Dodges, takes a little bit of damage there on the exit. For now, is safe and is in a potential position to do some additional damage.
Should be a pivot over towards A for G2. Seeing him go up into B, but he's proactive against it, trying to get ahead of this.
He's hearing all of this. As there's the haunt out, will reveal it and swings in, just trying to get a catch. Taken down, 2 players falling there on the side of G2, but overall still in a very good position coming out of that anti-eco.
It's a great haunt. Just making sure that you've got something identified, knowing how fast PRX likes to move around the map. So starting to get their bearings a little bit, RG2, starting to understand the way that PRX is maneuvering themselves around their map. They're very decisive. And you got to be so cautious, because a lot of players might take their time and kind of look around, and PRX just says, I think you're doing this, so I'm going to go there too. And just try to challenge you. Now, full rifles for PRX. Everything in 2 bulldogs for G2. And a pacey hit. Just Divide waiting around the corner up here.
And Divide to go ahead and try to slow this up. Forsaken as well, pressuring from the side. For that season aid. As Mindfreak out wide here on the site. Smoke to cover for now.
Wis kok, emang kok telat ya?
Margins, but now it's going to dissipate. Doesn't have another one available. Paranoia is at the ready here for him. Is something just swinging onto the corner in the mail, able to come away with one. Icy going to be taken down. He drops back here into the side. Forsaken trying to pump out that healing. He's able to do so. And Mindfreak finds leave. Now the double challenge here in a garage. Jonah P having to backpedal, but still comes up the kill. Gets the dink. Gets the second.
Oh iya banget, cok.
Mindfreak dead. Forsaken finding Trent, but then traded out by Valen. Now a 2v2. Something, however, brings it back.
Woi! Lagi main pisau lo.
Finds the shot.
Anjir.
It's decent damage here from G2.
In
most of their circumstances, you said, okay, they got doing the bonus. That's solid effort. But PRX, they now get the 12.
I like what G2 tries to do. Try to kind of use some of the rotation timings against PRX. Jonah P in particular,
Hampir banget
anticipating
sumpah.
that aggressive peak. Shuts down two players.
Lagi ganti animasi kan. Kalau jongkok ya.
Mindfreak now with the outlaw. Stinger.
This is just going to be an aggressive hit from the PRX side.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just have something rather push forward here. Pulls back up the ramp. In the meantime,
kadang
shoulder
idone
to shoulder alongside Trent, but it's going to be Icy taking out first. Trent responding fire is able to find him. Forsaken now dropped.
Model ngetrol anjir.
Comes back up, some space here.
Iya mainnya ya, tapi kan
Aime gue drop pede.
Getting ready to come in. Two players, something nearly getting the transfer. Puts Valen down to 45. Jing immediately moving over, looking to reinforce. Paint shell available to him.
Wow.
And around the back is Trent.
I can't believe Trent read that.
Getting the catch.
Jing
now. He knows that this flank is going to be coming through, so he just wants to stay tucked away. He wants to intercept. He wants to take out the spade.
Spike planted.
But Trent being very cautious. Turns back, knows that they haven't seen this raise.
Apa dia keren lagi?
And this is buying critical time here for G2. By trying to push forward, spots one fault line. He can't dodge it. Takes quite a bit of damage here now, down to 25. Flash is coming, Jing still holding the angle, but now noted. Decides to turn his sights back over here. In towards A, Dubai. Finishing off Valen, but time taking Jing dead. It's all in the Vi to try to see if he can finish the map right here, right now. But it's a 1v2 with the time. Not working towards him. One bullet remaining here in the clip. He will just have to pull back. This will be G2's round. They stay in the game. They stay in the map.
Just trying to do as much damage as he can to them.
Reload.
Knows the economic situation. The cash is low. He's trying to see if he could maybe sneak one more gun away from G2 going into the next round. But G2 starting to get their act together for sure. I mean, Forsaken wins the opener, but then gets traded out immediately through the smoke. Something there by himself. Can't transfer in time. Trent with unbelievable awareness. I was watching that on the map, and I'm like, oh, Mindfreak's got an outlaw, and he's creeping up behind Trent. But Trent just starting to get an understanding of PRX's movement, how they're constantly trying to find flanks, how they're constantly trying to work the map. And it's starting to get into G2's brains. That's a lot of damage to Leaf, though.
Yeah, some spam out. He's knocked down to 51. As Defy pushing out into mid. Mistiming it there. He just gets massacred. Viper now eliminated, full send, rotate, aside from Forsaken, who's still going to be lingering back over towards A, trying to make sure that there's not going to be any late lurks coming through. G2 in the meantime, more than happy to start taking space here on this B site. Lurk still in from Leaf. There's shots from something, not going to be connecting. Icy able to take him down, now Mindfreak going to be dead. Jing, smattering of damage dealt there. With the Spectre looking for a kill, is able to find one, but now he's between a rock and a hard place. Leaf up above, Icy swinging. Finishes him off. That's going to be G2 now getting the 5.
Yep, now they're starting to get the feel. And they've got a showstopper, they've got some ults to work with. Nightfall, Rolling Thunder. They can keep this going. It is obviously going to be very, very difficult. You have no room for air here as G2. But it is starting to feel a lot more comfortable. The way that they're anticipating PRX, the way that they're reading them, able to shut them down in mid early in the round, have a good fast hit, not really give any opportunities for any of those utils or player swings to find any value there. Just Jing with the 1. And now you've got so many alts to work with. Yes, there's the Seekers for Forsaken. But that's the only tool, the big ultimate that PRX has to work with. Some information gain, just Trent though, and he's kind of been on his own in mid. Curious to see how PRX wants to rotate off of that. Looks like they are going to start stacking a bit more towards A, knowing that Trent is usually a lone wolf over in that area of the map.
Something again, just playing
Lawan
here.
Rossi nongkrong terus something.
Not set up for the approach. Poking, pushing forward, leave.
Iya,
Staying
baca
alive,
anjir.
knocked down to 20 or 70. Misreading.
Kebaca,
Icy
Cok.
is able to come away with
Goblok
that
banget ya,
elimination. Snake Bite now sent from Divide to try to slow down the approach here on
Mau
the
ya
side. Seekers
solo terus nang
being used
kono.
by Forsaken. Try to track these players. It's all leading towards this A site.
Face your fear!
Paint shell sent in towards main. Showstopper used. As he swings around in from behind.
Wah.
Icy seeking targets, but he
Gila.
shorts it and
Oh, iya,
Jing still
Jing.
dealing it a little bit of damage. Finishes off leave. Trent trading that one out.
Gila,
Mind Freak
Jing,
now
anjing.
occupying space here at backside.
Kayak lumayan
Ryan's
ngetro ya
push
kayaknya.
forward. Mind Freak playing it out patiently, finds the first.
Ah.
Forsaken out in heaven, finding another.
Spike down A.
But now it's Mind Freak in a 1v2. TP dodges out on the Rolling Thunder. Icy knowing where he's
Oh.
landed, but he still ends up
Ayo.
falling. Plant getting ready to come in.
Tunjukin.
Paranoia goes across, but he still sticks for this. Jonah P. Can he
Guys.
clutch? Yes, he can. Shuts it down and extends the
Pora
game even
maju,
further.
anjing.
G2 now at the halfway point.
Yeah, some good maneuvering from Jing there to avoid the showstopper, and Mind Freak finds a perfect time to use his TP, but G2 able to stabilize, was able to wait this out. I'm a bit surprised
maju,
that
Cok.
we're continuing to leave
Big
something by himself in a corner here for PRX. That's something that G2 is exploiting. They're sending at least 2 at him to make sure that he's dealt with. And every round here just gives G2 more and more confidence. Certainly it's going to be tough to get to overtime, but going into the next map even, they're going to be feeling like, okay, we can go toe-to-toe with these aimers, no doubt.
It's all at the start, but it's been coming alive here. Boombot checking forward here in the vent, nothing going to be noted there. Showstopper and knives on the opposite side for PRX. We'll see if those come into play. They want to save those for an actual full investment round.
They've completely left the A side open, hoping that G2 will continue this mid-contestion.
Hey, miss.
He's rushing forward. He gets the kill.
Ah, ya kecil lumayan lah.
It feels like he should have never been able to get that.
Tanggung ya.
Icy as well, tagged down to 5 HP.
Well, nobody does that.
Something does. Snake Bite forward, Divide in a rough position. Down to 20. Quite a bit of
Tanggung
damage.
banget
After
kok ya.
shot, the
Timbangannya
time
mundur,
back.
orang senjata.
The challenge wanted to do some damage, but the shots go wide.
Kesel kesumaning dia.
Space now taken
I
here
like-
on the A site. It's going to be Leaf lingering around heaven, looking to try to get the catch here. Meanwhile, Jing and Forsaken pushing their way through sewer. Freak now arriving. The slow swing, but the one tap of the Guardian. Leaf gets taken down. Now a 3v3. With that showstopper still in play.
Exactly.
Jing might just be able to try to finish this one right here, right now. Hit going forward, Balance swinging out. Jing not really anticipating that one, but now jumps up over the top. Puts him down, Balance dead, gets the spot on the ice. He's 5 HP. Paint shell into the corner. Aftershock not connecting. It's 10 bullets and his stinger now 8. Swing back around here to elbow. Looking to challenge. The tap on it. The fourth space taken.
Yes.
And Jonah P again, the last one standing. He keeps him in it.
I mean, they're giving him everything they can handle, and G2
Sabar
has
sih.
been weathering the storm just enough here on this attacker's side to keep this map in play.
Come on.
It's unbelievable that he can get away with this. But look at this movement here from Jing. He lands on top of that after using that showstopper. It's insanity. But Jonah P has been incredible in these 1v1 clutches. Absolutely stalwart for G2. The Professor doing a great keeping this map from being over just yet. 5 rounds away now, G2. That's what you need. 5 more just to send it to OT.
Ewe.
Multiple attempts at map point here thus far from PRX, but G2 continue to hang in there. So timeout called from PRX. Alex looking to intervene, looking to get split done and over with.
Ya misi biasanya Parteo ini kan poin.
How much more gas is in the tank
Biasanya.
for G2? It's what they've been showing so far on this attacker side. It has been a breath of fresh air compared to what we were seeing in the first half.
Yeah, and they've been running away with this so much that they had kept the op out of something's hands until this round. That's a
Bullbay kan.
huge piece to the PRX puzzle, it feels like on this map, especially on the attacker side. There is a Viper's Pit for Leaf, so if you can get to a position where you can get that plant down, could kind of nullify some of that ability that PRX has to use that long-range weaponry to their advantage. Let's see exactly what this looks like. I mean, you got a lot here. This looks like a fault line into a fast hit up ramp. Something like that, or maybe just a flasher.
Flash at the ready.
Yep.
Get ready to push forward. Trailblazer just going to be cleared out, but taking a decent bit of damage there, down to 51, but Icy is well tagged up. Op now right out in front of main. Gets the spot, gets the kill. Icy taken down. A lot of the entry power now out of G2's hands.
Now they got
call end up being.
Yeah. Oh, this is insane.
He's gonna go pushing forward. Swings through the wall. Just a bit too aggressive, and Trent is easily able to deal with it. Fault line being sent off the back of the Prowler, just looking to chase.
Anjir.
Caught, but not forsaken. Gonna be taken down. Eliminated, clear out on the haunt. That's a big entry here for G2, who now have the site and now they have the pit. Leaf cutting off all access there through screens to buy. Lurking forward into that position.
Maksa banget anjir.
Iya sih, something memaksa banget. Fokus operator kan.
Feels nigh impossible.
Terus si Omen wis ketahuan urung sih si nang dhuwur mah. Harusnya wis ya.
He's gonna try to push this. He might catch Leaf off guard.
Waits out the Prowler time and he finds him. The pit now dropped.
Kanan
3v3. Push down Jing.
Jing.
Trent and Jonah now left and Jing. Takes it up.
Nah,
Trent, last one standing. 1v2. Time on his side.
Langsung
He finds one, but he cannot get the second. Mindfreak will be the last one standing as the defuse comes through. Plenty of time to spare. It's PRX taking split 13-7.
I mean, after 11-1 start, to ring it back to 7-13, a hell of a performance by G2.
Very much is. That's just the first map. We've got Lotus coming up next. PRX's pick. We'll see how G2 fare there when we come back to the break.
All I care about, right? People dying today, okay?
People gonna die.
If people not dying, I'm gonna call tech boss. Give me a beatbox, Jason. We talked about this.
Like this?
Ya, aim lab sing anyar ya.
Not sure what sensitivity you perform best with? Are you constantly changing your sensitivity because you're missing?
Apa tahu tulan aim lab?
Introducing the Universal Sensitivity Finder in Aim Labs. Get real-time sensitivity recommendations. Keep track of the sensitivity you perform best with. Then bring it into your next ranked game and dominate.
Cara
Now
tracking
available in Aim Labs Plus.
bisa ngetut nah.
Cuma nyorai saya gitu.
Ya kan latihan, namanya juga di aim lab. Latihan aim nggak bisa ya menjadi
karena kadang ketemu musuh gue malah pinginnya nyepre, makanya sih kayak aku seringnya gak ketemu.
Ya, makanya aim lab kalau suwe lebih kena file kena.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Ngomongnya gue turu apa?
Main nyo aku karo Minho ngawur.
Ora sedurunge. Timpas.
Oh sing kowe main sing non main.
Iya sing keloro. Tim keloro main kayaknya menang banget aku udah.
Oh VC nyo.
Tapi mbok turu nyong pin off tak. Disconnect gue. Main apa PUBG apa para Minho?
PUBG terus Valo. Kanesuk.
Tuh wis muak banget mau wonge karo internetnya. Ah, lah anjir. beres. Kalau terakhiran be aku pindah YouTube. YouTube is lumayan naik YouTube. Apa Twitter ya? Bingi ya? Naik nang tweet semoga terus. Tapi iki ora sih. Apa tuannya apa ya? Oh, Ramadan dah.
Coach Alex of PRX. Congratulations on that first map. You mentioned that you were a bit relieved to be coming into Shanghai with some more downtime than usual, especially since you weren't playing until today, this very day, right? So how did PaperX spend their time off?
I mean, we came to Shanghai. I think we spent a few days just trying to relax a little bit, start a bit, trying to figure out like how we can practice. After that, it was just practice as per usual. We tried to spend like maybe 8 hours a day practicing. I think that's what we did. Paid off, I guess.
I guess it does. I guess it does pay it off. Let's see if they can close out the second map.
Indeed it did. PaperX come out of the gate swinging, oh my word, with an 11-1 half. And even though they dropped a few rounds in the second, really didn't matter all that much because they were so far ahead the entire time, Mimi, that at that point all they needed was just 1 or 2 and they were in. Or actually, they literally just needed 2.
The outcome is crazy to me. Math is hard. It was crazy to me because I actually felt like G2 had a solid read, the read I kind of expected them to have coming in. This double duelist comp has really strong executes, but isn't actually that great at like holding in long post plants. So they were setting up to play flood retake pretty much every round, but in these late rounds, PaperX's players were just unfathomable. The things Zoe was doing in the post plant was disgusting.
Yeah, actually, speaking of something, it's going to bring us to our Verizon high-speed moment of the match. I don't know, pick a round. But
this one
in particular was round 3.
Number 3 because the way that he dashes smokes, it shoots the Prowler. My man was in 7 bullets for so long. He stays on 5, sees, I believe, the barrel, gets the kill here, swaps on 11 HP. He literally doesn't hesitate for half a second into this beautiful play that allowed PRX to do what they did during the entirety of the attack. Funny enough, the rounds where G2 were on their on an eco, they were closer to getting the round because as Mimi is saying, they did have the read. The problem is that PaperX was reading into the read every single time that G2 was trying to distract them with a piece of utility. PaperX would turn around and get Leaf on the back of whoever is going to just crunch onto them.
Which is what we did talk about, right? We were like, what is, G2 might try and receive this aggression. What does PaperX try to do? It turns out PaperX just ran them down,
Yeah, I was kind of worried coming in that it would just be an individual outclassing, and I really think that that's what it came down to. PaperX, they played some really nice post plans. They have great synergy between their players, and they just have some ridiculous shooters. Something played incredible. Jing played incredible. There was rounds where people were double swinging into Mind Freak, and he was getting both kills. Like all of these guys on any other team would be the #1 talent that everyone talks about, but they are all condensed onto this single roster, and that's what makes them so ridiculously hard to play against. Because even if you have the right macro read, they will just dominate you with their incredible micro.
I felt that there would be an end to something using the operator the way that he did. But what he did on the attack was filthy. We were seeing icy on camera. The fact that the 2 ults that he was gonna shoot, something is on the other side with the operator. He doesn't even have a chance.
Yeah.
He barely even finished the voice
Ini
line.
kursinya beda gitu.
It's just
Kursi
crazy.
gaming.
Remember the round? He was literally in the open.
Oh,
Being
iya.
like, come at me, come at
Where he
me.
Kayaknya
whips
sponsor
with
dah,
his
tergantung
blades in mid,
sponsor.
and then updraft dashes bottom in with a classic, and he gets the kill.
He's committed. He's
It's
a
not
catch.
fair. It's
He
simply
doesn't
not
have
fair.
commitment issues.
Yang
He's a
wingi
catch.
apa wingi?
I love this
Bisa
team.
ya wingi ya?
And I hate them.
Pacific ya?
And I love them.
Pivot over to our aim lab shoot around. We're going to check in on Leaf, talk about G2. Now we're going into Lotus here. Listen, I mean, you got to call a spade for spade in this situation, right? Or spade a spade, rather. This is not a good situation for G2
Ya,
to
im
find
lab ya.
themselves in here because now you just got
Inggris
Paper X
biasanya
and you're about to
posisi-posisi.
get Paper X again in Lotus
Tampilannya tuh
because
kayak
the
gitu.
way that they play with reckless abandon.
Yes.
But it's like coordinated reckless
See,
abandon.
you say that the late rounds look like it, but I think the mid rounding and the early
Ini
rounds of
gampang
Paper X
tapi
is really
dipelajari
point. But
aim lab ya.
Paperthin was talking about this a lot in the cast, but I feel like this is a Paper X who takes their time a lot more, who's really actually quite thorough in the way that they're calling these rounds. And then it's the late rounds where we get the more classic Paper X, chaotic individual moments. But there's a lot of detail ahead of that as well that you have to give credit to this team for. They've really stepped up.
Again, but it has to do with the attack. I agree with that. Like they found the right merge of like being super aggressive and just sending it to like getting a couple of players, trying to force some rotations. I think that it was beautiful to see, but they will need to keep it up in Lotus. And now with them starting on the defense, it scares me a bit. Yes, the results that we saw from G2 were not the best on the attack against Heretics, but I do think that was on Heretics. Like the utility usage that they had in Lotus was not allowing them to perform evenly. But hear me out, if there's an operator on the game for something, it's just so complicated to play against.
Oh, there goes your agent select there. Nothing really all that crazy. How does
I mean,
G2
Paper
get
X's
themselves out of
comp
this?
is standard, but it is still weird, right? They're giving
Standard
up
for
the
them.
Viper,
Yeah.
so they have a lot less
I mean, they did
stall.
change it for playoffs.
Yeah,
Kayak orang ngantuk apa ya?
and they have very little stall on this defensive side because no Viper or Cypher
Enak, Jul.
or Killjoy to really hard hold a site.
Main fokus
And on
ya?
their attack, they don't have that Viper wall to condition, so their attack sides can
Tapi
be a
senang
little bit
pikiranku
more
kayak
telegraphed.
kayak
But
apa
I still
ora
really
dibuang
feel
apa
like it's
ganti
going to come
kayak.
down to the individuals and
Iya,
how will they
gantian
perform in
tuh.
the late round. Paper X is just unbeaten in that respect.
Orang
Yeah,
makanya
exactly.
sematch
And for
be.
the stalling utility, I'm looking at Forsaken. We
Kadang orang
talked
ngasih
about
sematch,
how he is
bisa
a
enak
flex
permain
god and
karet.
he needs to show up in this defense if they want to take this home.
Well, let's find
Ya
out
kan
if
ngunyah
G2 can
terus.
manage to make this series go the distance. Send it over to your casters. Here's Clinton and Paperthin.
Who?
All right, changing it up after yesterday, I see. I don't know.
My.
I don't want to be either.
Oh, now, come on, man.
I'll be paper thin.
Come on, man.
I'll be paper thin. You can
That's
be
unbelievable. I took Seth. Which one? Okay, fine. Whatever. You know what? You know what? This round is you. You go ahead.
All right. Roger that. Well, let's go ahead and get ready to jump into the action. Lotus once again for the side of Paper Rex. Talking about, how do you get a read on this team? Teams have been able to do it on this map in the past. You think about Gen G going up against each other in that grand final. This is one of those maps that Gen G was able to take away from PRX. So while they still are incredibly strong on it, there are weaknesses that can be exploited.
Well, I mean, this is, again, just like Split, a very important
Oh,
side here for G2. Because usually on their Lotus, which is very, very good, they're 4-1 in stage 1. It's this attacker side that gets it done, like most of the world. However, going up against Paper X, they're tricky. They love to isolate fights.
This lurk from Jonah is absolutely gorgeous. Forward at Mound, something not ready for it at all. Fantastic headshot coming across. So now things very much slowed down. Silence here. As Paper X do have a 3-man stack over here towards A. They hear the Prowler checking back Rubble. Ping's coming down, but G2 seemingly not satisfied with this, so they themselves also going to drift away.
It is a bit hard on the early part of the round to read off of just killing something. A lot of times it's going to be like Forsaken or Divide backing him up. So you got to be worried about that. Something gives it away over on this A site. And so therefore, they've got enough info. Leaf's able to sit there behind Mound long enough, doesn't get any other attention. And he says, guys, I'm pretty sure C is open. Let's make a try. And they read it correctly. Nicely done here by G2 to start this pistol.
Rotation now coming through, but do they read Leaf's position at the moment
Flank
just
up here.
outside of B? Tucked away. The spike plant comes in. Looks like starting to swing. They're starting to watch for it, but he still puts one down. Forsaken, taken out. How much more damage can he deal? The double push coming through. They're able to flush him out, but out. Trade back as Jing ends up falling. Mindfreak finding Jonah P. Paranoia not going to be connecting, but door still has to be retapped. 2v3 with Icy tagged up. PRX look to try to retake this C site for themselves. Mindfreak wary about the corner, sends it there, but everybody playing on the site itself. Push up over the top, Trent find the headshot, takes out Divine. Mindfreak being encroached upon as Icy comes down over the top. Kill's gonna be found, and that's gonna be G2 picking up another pistol.
Phenomenal mid-rounding here from G2. Kind of understanding some of the lack of information that they're getting and putting the pieces together to know that they can make it go towards that C site. And it all starts with that opening pick by Jonah P. This is a huge win. I don't think something really anticipated that he had already gotten to that side of the mound. He's kind of got caught with his pants down a bit there. And yeah, it's gonna bother Alex. I mean, you and I are used to seeing that. That's a common occurrence in Pacific.
For anybody who hasn't watched PRX, in which case, welcome to Valorant. They've been here for a while. This is normal.
Yes.
You don't have to be concerned. Might have to be concerned though, as that's going to be a double kill coming through here for Icy, down to 20 HP, but still solid value found with that stinger. 2 solid picks as Jing still just sat back behind the box just outside baby door, frenzy in hand. See what kind of damage he can really deal. Something wanting them to push over towards him. But Trent banging through the box, gets the headshot, gets some follow-up damage there on a Forsaken, setting up for the easy kill for Jonah P. Now it's just going to be an orb take here for something, see what kind of damage he can deal, but still a turret, noting him. Know exactly where he's at. Dash at the ready as the plant will come through. Icy going to be getting himself just past the halfway point towards that showstopper.
It's so good from G2. They're so well coordinated with pushing and pulling, taking turns to trade. Can't quite find the connection.
He's got to be ready for this forward presence, and he is. Snappy with that headshot. So he looks to deal a little bit of increased damage. Swing out, gets himself a second. 1 HP, another shot down at the corpse. Some more shots down at the corpse, and says, okay, I'm ready. Come take me. Phantom will be carried over. G2 will start off 2-0.
Okay, something is going to get his, but this is just a great start for G2. I love the way they're working the map, being really methodical, using those high pen weapons to great effect through the boxes, all the things that you would want. I mean, yeah, that's pretty darn nasty something. But it's
clean with it.
Yeah, it's just really impressive for G2. I love the way they played these last couple rounds. It's good mid-rounding, and in this round, it's just good coordinated play. Kind of suss out where PRX was setting up their defenses. Now you don't get much attention over at A. And they're going to try to make a push towards mid. Oh my god. Making so much noise as PRX.
Yeah. Swing out, nothing spotted. And then G2 swing their way back in towards B. He's retaking this space. Prowler the guide, something. Dead. Leaf with a headshot. Outlaw opening things up once again over here towards C. Nano out just to try to clear some space. There's no real util you have to be worried about. Not playing KJ on the opposite side.
That's huge.
Just trying to check an angle.
They're winning those battles against something over at Mound, and that opens up the map so much more. Makes it so much more difficult for PRX to find any lurks or flanks or anything like that. So much space is under G2's control.
And look at this rotation. I mean, PRX, they fully bought into this C hit for the time being. Now the approach slowly creeping up over towards A. Mindfreak sending out that paranoia. Now needing the TP out to safety. Gets himself in towards backside. Safe for the moment, but approaches here on multiple fronts, and it's going to be Icy swinging in from the right, catching him completely off guard. Kill found, and now in a 3v5 where you have to retake the call to save. It looks like it's already been done. Divine inching forward, seeing if he spots anything else out here, but G2, they're going to be converting this bonus, and this is a fantastic start for the squad.
They're playing great. I love the way that they're working the map, taking their time a little bit at the beginning, and again, huge. And then isolating players, able to just kind of bully their way through. Divide.
Saving.
Trying to do some damage on the way out. Good fault line to set him up.
Fault line set, but it will be instantly traded. Can't hold over that weapon, so now just Forsaken and Jing. Sat back. Gonna try to maintain these weapons. Forsaken, surely he doesn't swing the challenge. We'll just back away. Stay tucked there at upper. Here's the push. Oh, he goes for last second, but is able to go ahead and hold on to his weapon. But 3-0 start, G2. This is everything you want to see for this America squad after what we witnessed on Split.
Yep. And they've got a showstopper to boot. Great opening shot from Leaf. Just completely.
Right there.
And now you get
gue pancen Twitch. Singgah gue ya.
Mostly for the side of PRX. And that showstopper as well. Something to be accounted for. But now PRX looks like
yang nge-lag Twitch.
Space.
Oh iya, Cok.
Chucked in.
Rim lag.
Nothing significant going to be found there.
Jing just trying to play an angle where maybe he can catch the showstopper out of the air.
Mind Freak in behind here.
Aduh.
Corner, Jonah P going to be taking low. Showstopper now going to be coming in. Mind Freak able to find one, but Icy takes out Trent. Some friendly fire to be found as the flash coming through. Divide trying to send the game.
Untung reload.
That head shot. And now Leaf arrives. Puts one down. Nanoswarm. They're at back rubble, forcing Divide out into the open. The Classic to try to find the kill, but he cannot. Divide will collect 3. As PRX get themselves on the board.
Aduh, Twitch.
Opts to re-challenge Rubble and pays the price. It's that util coordination from the Breach and the Omen makes it so difficult behind that.
Tweetnya lagi.
And it's just
error.
Divide so aware. Gets a good flash for himself as well. That Sky.
Del mundo. Y eso es una realidad. Sí. Aquí ahí sí que les ha hecho un favor, porque ha acabado con Trent, con su cierra telones y Davai 3K a base de Sheriff.
¡Qué locura! Bueno. ¡Oh my God! Dice, bueno, dice, ya no sabes quién está peor en esta ronda. No lo entiende Alex. Ronda endemoniada. Ronda que, a ver, para mí, yo le doy beneficio de la duda a PRX. Avanzó con la poca eco que tenía y le sacó provecho a todo. Yo no me enojaría tanto. Dale, Alex, dales un espacio. Déjalo respirar a los muchachos. Pobrecito.
Alex y sus cosas, ¿no? Él ve cosas que nosotros no vemos y Jing puede ver aquí el primer contacto y es que le van a intentar comer. Llega la paranoia, le está esperando el otro en el árbol. No, hay que poner la primera, cuidado con Lev. Pega con Laudo, pero no mata. ¡Salta Jing!
Nice.
Acaba con la vida de la hoja. También va a acabar con Jonapi. Trent que acaba con Jing. El niño maravilla que muere. Ahí sí que acaba con otro. Trent que acaba con él. Y la ronda que es un caos. Ahí sí que acaba con Mente Friki. Y solo queda Something 1 para 1.
Duelo contra todo pronóstico. Ahí sí, atado de manos. Lo está esperando el ruso y no perdona la vida de nadie. Guardian en mano. Le pone fin a la vida de Icy en la desactivación. PRX a base de mira, a base de caos. Ya pone el número 2.
Ronda PRXiana, ¿no? De la pagneta de las que les gustan a ellos, en las que tú lo miras desde fuera y solo se están pegando guantazos. Es puño por puño, puño por puño. Pero hay algún momento en el que te acaban mareando y ahí es cuando pierdes, ¿no? Y es Jing normalmente el que te pega un par de puñetazos, un 1-2 de toda la vida en el boxeo y acaba noqueándote sin que te des cuenta. 2-3.
2-3 viene. Free kill, dice. No, ese se parece a mi papá viendo un partido de la América, ¿no? Está gritándole a la televisión como si... Pero señor, tranquilo, ¿no? ¿Qué es lo que está pasando, Alex? Sacando su lado más salvaje una vez más. Cuidado con Jing, ¿eh? Como le encanta. Cero miedo. Lo más importante es trocar bala. Por ahora eso sí, el posicionamiento de G2 los lleva al sitio de B. Balín se queda en el sitio de C, esperando por ahí quizá un Something que ya está adelantado, que busca la eliminación de alguno. Pueden trabajar en duplas porque Icy está a nada de apoyar a Balín. Pueden tener un encontronazo por ahí, pero mira, Trent pinta que podría llegar a tener también una buena oportunidad junto a Leaf si es que llegan a comer por el sitio de B.
No sé si van a chequear ese ángulo, porque la ronda de pistolas ha sido primordial para Leaf. Parece que esta vez sí que se lo pueden imaginar porque se están abriendo mirándole. Va a ser Forsaken el primer contacto y ahora sí. Se lo va a encontrar Forsaken. A él se la cuelas una vez más de una, no. 4 para 5. Podrían intentar acabar en el punto de C.
Una vez es gracia, bebé. Ya 2 veces es pura equivocación, puro error. Y esto lo sabe efectivamente PRX. 5 para 4. G2 que comienza a perder elementos. Leaf que les quita la oportunidad de anti-lurk, obligando a Jonah a quedarse como ese ancla, ¿no? Esa mira tensa, esperando por supuesto un arranque agresivo. Something le pone una, no perdona. Balín está a 1 de vida, literalmente, nada más que hacer para él. 28 segundos y G2 empieza a quedar sin ideas de cara a la número 6. Ya no tienen tantas oportunidades. Jonah en un duelo importante frente a Jason Susanto. Prueba suerte, lo están esperando desde arriba. Davai no va a perdonar la vida de nadie, o puede que sí. Se pone dadivoso, pero finalmente toma la decisión de acabar con su vida. La doble eliminación del iniciador Rivalín. 1 de vida va a tener que regalar la ronda, otorgarla, darles el número 3.
Tercera para PRX, que va a empatar el marcador. Recordemos, G2 ha metido las 3 primeras, ha llegado a ganar la bonus, pero a partir de ahí PRX, que se ha puesto las pilas, ¿no? Desde que ha tenido full buy, se ha puesto las pilas, ha sufrido, pero esta ha sido flawless. Y eso a la economía les va a venir genial. Y es que es lo que decíamos, Leaf. Ha colado la ronda de pistolas. Esta posición en la ronda de pistolas ha estado muy bien, pero ya son listos. PRX se las sabe todas. No va a volver a no chequear esa skin.
Y está bien, ¿eh? Está bien. Me gusta, obviamente, esa lectura que tienen. Y quizá también... Óyeme. Una vez está bien, pero... es normal que te comiencen a leer de esta manera. Cuidado con la agresiva, la internada por parte de PRX, que va a buscar cambiar la torna, va a buscar cambiar un poco el ritmo. A ver si logra detenerlos, porque hay 4 elementos en el sitio de C. El anochecer los hace retroceder rápidamente. Se quedaba como ancla, no van a internar a nada. Se quedan tranquilos, todavía Trent intenta, avanza, se mete dentro del humo, pero respeta lo necesario. La escuadra de los Rex de papel, que aún se encuentran esperando la entrada agresiva. Qué bien lo hace Mindfreak. Busca la segunda, pero ahí sí Trent reaccionan rápidamente. Trent con la segunda eliminación. Trabajo en dupla, la triple baja. Quiere el número 4. Completamente solo de cara al 2 para 1. Tienen que largarse al sitio de A.
Trent que se ha puesto las botas, Trent que acaba de arreglar la ronda para G2 cuando parecía que se complicaba. Y es que la primera baja ha caído en manos de los dinosaurios de papel de la Pagneta. Pero van a ir a plantar al punto de A. Es un 2 para 1. Tocado está Trent. Pero Leaf tiene toda la vida y el bloqueo. Something que va a jugar al retake. Un retake rápido podría ser. Cuidado con Leaf. Que le está sonando la hojita. Y se acaba escondiendo. Pone la torretita. Lo va a ver ahora Something. Que va a jugar con la información, sabe que está a la derecha, la torreta le mira, le observa, le espera, lo va a ver, se abre a la derecha, acaba con la vida de Leaf, cuidado que se puede liar, saca las cuchillas, no está en el árbol, le ha abierto la puerta, le empieza a bailar, vamos a ver cómo lo hace Something, llega el perrito, lo acaba destruyendo, cuidado, el chicle, lo acaba de meter contra el suelo, está totalmente atrapado, va a llegar el perrito, lo quiere buscar, ¿quién lo va a ganar? Something, el chico solitario, que no sé si tiene tiempo para intentar defusar, sí que va a llegar, cuarta ronda para la Pagneta.
Qué lindo trabajo, qué bien lo hace Something. Cómo entiende la información alrededor del clutch, como dijiste, ¿no? La colocación de la torreta y al lado y a la izquierda justamente un Trent que estaba a 40 de vida. Ya con la información dada, él tenía lo necesario para piquear agresivo, intentar buscar ese duelo que era lo más complicado. Este riesgo, y a raíz de ahí afrontarlo que tenía poca vida, se lo habían caleado. Con esta información, Something se lleva una triple eliminación con el tiempo necesario. Le sobraron todavía 3 segundos más de ronda.
1:30, 1:29, 1:28.
Le dice, son malos.
Iya, singkir telat emang.
1:25.
1:20. Pitching lagi kayaknya.
There's the aftershock. They're still aware of it. They flash him right into the damage. They flush him out. They say you're not getting away with it again.
Masalah semua kayak nge-lag banget. Mana pindah.
Trying to make things a little bit more difficult. But
Ding. Nice.
Picks up Icy. Pink shell lobbed in. Trying to ping. Just trying to play elusively. Trying to play quietly. Short out in hand. Line across Jing. Pops his way in. Pops his way out. He finds him. A 3-piece, the cleanup, and PRX broadening the lead in flawless fashion.
They're unbelievable. They're absolutely unbelievable. The speed at which they can play is unmatched sometimes. This is just one of those rounds. They do a good job early. Mindfreak abandons the site. They isolate this kill with the aftershock and the flash, and then Jing finds the showstopper, blinded by the paranoia, still hits 2, and then knows that likely he's got a player, Jonah P, just near him, switches to the shorty, takes it down. So aware, our PRX, and it's gonna be a timeout for G2, as they looked so good, getting that bonus Achilleos, getting those first 3 rounds. Since then, 5 in a row for PRX.
I gotta do him like that. This man's playing a solid game right now. Well, timeout gonna be called here from G2. Very solid start with a run back. 5 consecutive here for PRX. Building up that momentum here on Lotus once again. Very scary prospect, especially considering that this is the defender's side.
Tapi senang G2 mau naik Cloud9 gue sing kripo.
Nang Cloud9.
Iya.
At least so far this year.
Yang kripo.
This is where they've been doing their damage, and it looked like they were. And I mean, I'm very impressed with G2 here today. They're oftentimes able to go blow for blow, but when you get dragged down in the mud with PRX, this happens to everybody, happens to every team. They just can kind of outthink you and outplay you in the heat of the moment.
Yep.
That's what makes him so tricky. And Jing's, these blast packs he's having today are some of the best I've seen all year. And that's saying something. We've seen some good ones, but he's finding these unbelievable timings. That showstopper was ridiculous.
Works from him. Still no operator here in sight. As things bouncing back into front line. Yep, no, Icy still has his. Icy's on the opposite side of the map. He's doing a little bit of trolling and leave. Doing a lot of damage. Able to find Forsaken. Getting some revenge for himself there after the previous round. But going to be taken down. Man advantage here for the side of PRX, and weapons not able to be recovered here.
Are they going to invest in Nightfall? That's the big question for me right now for G2.
Tap onto the door, the approach getting ready to come through. It might be a bit of an overcommit from them, but now Trent finding a kill. Shuts it down, re-swing in, Jing.
Aduh.
Hesitating for a moment, but now entries in around the back, finds the first one. Last back to try to offset, continues to swing in.
Ya, diganggu banget, Sacel, anjing.
Out of the open though, Divine collecting the first, can't quite find it, but now into the 1v1, but Jonah Peace just so
Nice.
Mind Freak served up to him on a silver platter. Time decently close. G2 a solid effort off the back of the timeout, but it will be PRX getting themselves up to 6.
I mean, again, it's good patience. Devi waiting, expecting that aggressive push from Valen. Try to gain a little bit of space, able to cut that down.
Di samping mana hurung kaya loh, Jing hurung montalna wis nongol sih.
Pretty well, but he this time has a sheriff in hand, just hits a great shot. Then they come through, and it's Jing again. Hits a blast pack right as he anticipates that fade util coming. He gets right over that C's, gets in the back line, and they have no idea. And it throws the round completely awry for G2. As good as they played that round, Jing just played it better.
Oh, Paranoia, the fault line in, but Valen's still going to be standing tall. Finds both kills. Jing Mindfreak now going to be taken down. Down in the back end. Rolling Thunder committed. Something in ahead of Jonah P is able to get the catch there on Nobar. Do they suspect the player from behind? Looks like something does. Can he do anything about it is the question. Continues to swing in. He's going for this. The something wide swing. And Jonah's having none of it. He just waits for him to stop dead in his tracks. And he does take him down. A solid and clean reply here from G2. Breaking the win streak of PRX.
That is the something swing. Just a great positioning here from Valen, unaccounted for. Yeah, that Paranoia hits a lot of players, but Valen doesn't get hit, so it makes it easy for him to just cut PRX down as they try to push that angle.
Posisinya kayaknya udah telat.
Incredible. Great read.
Yep. And
anticipating the aggressiveness, and yeah, he doesn't like it.
Fairly costly as well, the Rolling Thunder. I mean, committed after 2 players that had already been taken down.
That's true.
Something now. Does get the operator into the mix. Quick break on the baby door there from Forsaken. Paranoia across, a little bit of damage going to be found there off the paint shells. As it's just blind spray across. Jing, quick exit.
How does he know?
Dodges out on that season. I don't know. He just knows that it's coming his way.
Just incredible. The senses he has. Just the unbelievable reaction time.
But all this effort is just to try to push them over towards something. He gets the leg shot on the Trent, but he cannot confirm the kill. Nightfall connecting the Prowler on the chase. He's got to clear it out. He's got a back pedal, but he cannot. Jonah P able to intercept. Stops the exit, takes him down. And now the lockdown sent inside tree. Right there. Forsaken in a very committed position. Fault line. Now counter spam. Jonah takes him out. The rest of the team have to respect this ult.
Aduh.
Scout destroyed.
No blizzard spots on the one. A reposition necessary there from Trent. Drops back down.
Shadows traveling.
PRX though. Ash decent on a lot of the players. Do they actually commit in for this retake? The 3v5 Snakebite to go ahead and further delay, and Icy on a very deep line all the way back. Here behind Rubble. Waiting for his moment. Jake, the push up into smoke, he's able to find one. Tries to backpedal out. They know Icy, but they should know as well that this round is over, that this is going to be completely unsavable with Divine out onto a bad position. Does get taken down. Mind Freak able to put 2 down. And Valen will be the last one to survive. But cash-wise, G2, they are flush with it. Now they get themselves up to 5.
Yeah, this is a great execute here from G2. Using that Nightfall to keep something guessing. He decides to stick around before he clears the Prowler, and he pays the price. Very nicely timed. Wait for that shot, and then they swing around the corner. Just reading the positionings here at PRX. Off of that fault line, they're able to kind of guess that Forsaken's going to go back upstairs, take him down. Very nicely done by G2.
Got him, my boy.
And now they have a chance to make this even in this half. Icy one away from a showstopper.
Oh my god. Jing, oh my god, sniped out of the sky is Icy. Comes up with 2. Tag down to 30, but still alive and well. What a shutdown. Just picking him out of the sky. Something now on the opposite side of the door, the showstopper. Just escort them forward here onto this B site. Tap of the door. Icy dead, but finds himself another elimination. And Mind Freak now, last one standing, cannot make it happen. We are tied up at 6-6.
Yeah, a great bounce back here from G2. After PRX strung so many rounds together, they're able to answer right back at the end. Finally get their footing. Finally start working together well as a team. Winning some of these opening exchanges again. And that's just insanely good shooting from Icy, the rookie. Getting it done there. With the transfer onto the second. Get the showstopper.
Kayak pingin cepet-cepet ngapain gue ya.
Awesome
Mainnya.
stuff from Icy.
Incredibly solid round to bring us to complete parity between these teams. Tied up 6-6. Players will take a moment, take a breather here during the halftime. But for now, let's zoom in a bit more on Jonah P.
This is Jonah P from G2 Valorant. I mean, honestly, I wanted to win this game extremely bad. Not only to get us into playoffs, but we had a Berlin boot camp back in December, a while back, and Heretics, we scrimmed them quite a bit. They destroyed us, but yeah, it was not very clean from us, and you know, but just making that comeback and having that, you know, storyline for us, it felt great. We're not known for making big comebacks like that. We're known for the reverse, choking 9-3s, 8-4s, 10-4s, you name it. Like, we've had so many games like that, so having that 9-3 comeback on the third map just felt great.
Oh, wait. That's a really good fault line.
Jonah P in a 1v3. All staring at elbow. Benji Fisher will fall, make it to an ace to potentially close the map. Can he pull it off? They're both right there. The spam onto the first, they're both weak. He's gonna connect it all!
It kind of makes sense why people underestimate us. Like, our regular season was pretty inconsistent. And, you know, if you're an inconsistent team, you're going to get, you know, some criticism, which is totally fair. So, yeah, just coming to this event, we don't really care what people say. We're just focused on why we're being inconsistent and, you know, just every day work to be better and work to fix those mistakes that we make.
Working on the consistency, working on getting better, and right now we've been seeing that in real time. From the run back on split to now being dead even on PRX's map pick of Lotus. They'll swap sides, but this is where they need to be the most prepared. That attack half getting ready to come in here from PRX.
And they had a solid defender side against Heretics despite losing the map. They went 5-5 before it was closed out by Team Heretics. So certainly G2 can get this done, and you know, with that extra sentinel there, gonna give you an extra layer of defense. You know, is PRX gonna be able to clear it? It's not like they're unfamiliar playing against this comp. It's what most people run.
Here.
MDA site, a turret to alert here, and now a triple push out of B main. No, double back here. As Valen not gonna be joining in. Third recall, the alarm bot. Still set up.
Look at this flank.
Are they gonna be ready for this crunch from behind? Shots coming across. Trent is giving up the game and he can't confirm the kill. Just a minor amount of damage dealt there. Something noting one. Spotting out Icy back over here towards the spawn. Swings out wide. Valen.
Ya ampun.
He can. Down to 5 HP. His paint shell connecting. Forsaken has to drop back.
Penting ora kena cuk.
Miss banget.
Fault line gonna be sent. Jing looking to swing off that one, but nothing really gonna be noted for now. He's just keeping Icy held back. Jump across the way. It's gonna be Valen collecting another one. His Mind Freak dead. Valen with 3. Divide gone. Jing put down and Forsaken can't find anything. A 4K for the IGL as G2. They will take the other pistol round here in this map.
What a retake here for G2. Just on their horse off the rip, just reading that PRX isn't going to change direction if they give up that space on A. And they're just pushing through attacker spawn as fast as they can, and they're hitting some great shots.
Map ketiga nih.
Down to 5 HP, and then he's still able to win these battles. Unbelievable, Valen. Unbelievable. Huge 4K for him. And I mean, PRX just couldn't hit their shots. That's all there was to it, to be honest.
Free sight, trying to get to that post-plant situation, but just picked apart one after the other. Let me see. Triple Bulldog purchase here coming through from the side of G2. Stinger and Spectre alongside that is Forsaken. Gonna try to escort them forward here on to see something getting a little bit of damage. Just get the headshot there on the Leaf. He'll be knocked down to 46. On the back bucket.
Ah,
Give it over to Mind Freak. See if they can
oh,
set their positions up with this Bucky. Do some more damage with it. Great seize.
Yep, sees in, looking for the kill on the paint shells, and Divine now dead. That Spectre is left stranded on the floor, and Forsaken, he can't get over to it. Mind Freak, he doesn't want to move a muscle. Push up into the smoke, just looking to try to play a timing, looking to get a catch. He cannot. And Icy, despite being dazed up.
Can.
Headshot into the kill. Leaf the only casualty. G2, they'll move up by 2. Now 8-6.
Yeah, just brilliant stuff here again with their util combos. Yeah, you lose a player to the Bucky, but so what? That Seize Nade combo works a treat there, isolating Devi and Mind Freak on the back of the site, so they can't really get much done. Devi gets taken out by it. It's just so nice here from G2. You can see the confidence starting to flow for this G2 squad. They're starting to play together. That's when things get a little bit scary here. PRX, it's looking a little bit off at times on this map. Looking to grab a judge here for Jing. As it looks like to me they're gonna consider a pretty big C hit as rubble control completely taken.
Device is dead off the rip. Leaf with the peek out. Outlaw in hand. He'll shrug off that damage taken. And Smoke now try to stave off this push. Farrell checking outside of B there from Trent as well. Now for these rotations to start to come through. Entry in. They know that the site is clear, but Leaf still tucked away here at Waterfall. Pitching for that shot. Hacks away just in time. Something unable to get that hit coming through. Flash in deep. He swings out, but still can't steady the aim. Trent claims 2. His Mind Freak taken down. Forsaken gonna be scouted, scrambling away, trying to keep himself alive. Sprays down 1, but he's running out of bullets. Now it's all on Jing, and as the flank comes in, Valen, he will shut him down. G2 convert the bonus. They move up now, 9-6.
I mean, PRX just trying to push Waterfall one by one, trying to win some of these battles, but the numbers advantage for G2 is there. And they're going to take another bonus. It's just a little much here from PRX. Kind of just, yeah, getting too aggressive. I agree. Timeout's going to be needed because that was, you know, the first player, fine. You send something out there, you try to set them up with a flash, totally fine with that. But after that, you might as well just lock them down and try to use that amazing choke point you have where the defenders have to come through Waterfall, just knock them down. And again, these opening picks from Leaf, he is so clean with those snipers. Has been all tournament.
Trent as well, just really shutting down the
Devi just got shit on. I just hit him with
the opening push.
Whoa.
As well, he's
lag.
not necessarily wrong.
He is not wrong at all.
Very solid early kill to be found there. PRX needing to make the most out of these last 15 seconds here on the timeout. Plenty of words exchanged between Alex and the rest of the squad. Can they find that round victory? Looks like they're going to be forcing up a bit for a full Stinger buy. Spoiler alert.
I mean, they're going to try to do to G2 what G2 does to other teams. Catch them with those Stingers, catch them a bit off guard. Icy does have the op. So, power weapon in the hands of G2. No Odin just yet, but gonna be tricky now for PRX. Let's see if they're just gonna go for an explosive B hit. It's being read decently by G2. Got a lot of delay utility in there with the Omen and the Fade. So this could be tricky.
Operator now here for Icy. Situated over towards A, but looks like with this rush, with this buy, they want to just full send it in towards B, but do they read Valen's position? And so far, they have not. And now he strikes, finds the first one, Mind Freak, trying to take him down, but ends up falling. Valen collecting that kill, trying to be, however, going to be overwhelmed. Something dashing away, keeps himself alive and in the mix. As Jing scoops up a Phantom.
Sagan, the lurk towards the spike. It's being watched behind the box by Leaf, and he's making noise.
The noise made, and Leaf able to find that kill, and now they are in such a dire position. Prowler in for the check. Their spots up. Making their positions known. But G2 confident. They know that these players on the other side are so very low, especially with something taking that damage. 12 HP remaining on him.
One enemy remaining.
Just legs just absolutely swept out from beneath him. Something falls, Jing marked, looking for the reveal, the Prowler up over the top, gets the bite, and Trent will find the kill. Only 2 eliminations found, Spike not planted, PRX not getting that bonus cash, and G2 get to double digits.
Yeah, G2 just reading this hit very, very nicely. Valen's positioning, knocks 2 down, and that's about it. That's basically round over. I mean, yeah, PRX scrappy as heck. Trying to do what they can is something. He gets 2, and then he's able to dash away, try to buy some time and space, but never really able to get comfortable as coming from just about every
bakal elek banget padahal lho pemainnya.
They look very clean right now. PRX is struggling. Get anything done on this hacker side.
Jason lagi elek, cuk.
Icy was just on this A side the entire time. The rest of the team, they were the ones dealing with PRX. Do they know that he has this? Right now he's set up just
orang mape sih, lagi rapik main
trying to
angkanya.
reinforce Jonah position here. Door will full swing shot, free tap on it. Trailblazer checking forward, but not scouting him out.
Ya, harus dicek. Hah?
Rushing right into the spider's web.
They've got a great read. G2 is just all over everything PRX wants to do.
Paranoia.
Yeah.
Sure if that got the catch onto both of them. Either way, slowed up. Plant now, getting ready to come in. Jing needs to try to hold here. Outside the baby door, checks close with that. Connection not gonna be found. Trying to be in the meantime. Caught. Mind Freak coming away with that kill. Swing out, dink in, Divide, able to find Leaf. Finishes him off.
Mana ultinya Jing ya, ora kena.
Sering Jing kayak gitu sih.
Able to find that Mind Freak still lingering, still lurking. Finds Trent. PRX
Akhirnya.
will be able to get themselves back on the board, putting up their first round victory here on this attack side.
Yeah, it was a nice job here by Jing to flush out some players to keep them towards Mind Freak's lurk here by Rubble. You can see they use the showstopper, and that's when he strikes. Great patience, great timing, great coordination from PRX. And this time around, they're able to get their feet planted, get the crossfire set up, get this post plant in their favor, find that lurk. That's so successful, but now you got a couple big ults for G2 to consider. Showstopper, Nightfall.
You can turn this around on them really quickly.
Yep.
PRX looking for something a bit pacey here. Something slowed up. Boombot checking forward, but Jonah still statuesque here. Just tucked away.
Sulik something.
They just keep doing it, these cheeky positions.
Okay, well, Divide check behind the tree this time around. The push forward, he spotted him, but that paranoia timing is just perfect. Showstopper at the ready. Icy spotting one, sends a Divide down to his sliver. Mind Freak swinging out, finding one, but then taken down. Spike still bring ball forward now on the floor. Valen shuts it down. And Jing cannot find any more value. G2 get themselves up to 11, not allowing for PRX to string 2 together.
Yeah, these awesome defensive setups that G2 is using are just completely fooling PRX. Every time there's a player in a different spot, and Jonah P can get so much info. The paranoia, so good from Valen. Just love what I'm seeing from G2. They are so on top of PRX in terms of where their util is going to go, where that util is going to be checking, particularly Devi's util. How many times have we seen those Trailblazers not see a player and it costs PRX a life?
Yeah, and corners in general right now very much working against PRX. The second timeout gonna be used. Last one here from Alex.
I'm off mine.
Passing them out to sea, hoping they make it safely across to the other side. For now, G2, all advantages pretty much theirs. 3 ults for PRX available at the moment, but that Nightfall already online for Trent. Lockdown not too far off from Leaf.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna have to be one of the most impressive comebacks. Not the most we've seen in this tournament, but because we've seen quite a few of nutty ones. But it would be a very impressive one for sure for PRX. They could string this back, but in my mind, G2 just too good on this map right now. PRX pretty one-dimensional for the most part. One of the few rounds they had success was taking A control and then pivoting towards B. You know, they've tried some explosive hits towards C. They tried just kind of W-king their way into A, and every time there's been an answer from this G2 squad. Let's see, Devi is the Seekers. gonna pop them? Are they gonna wait a little bit? They're looking for some attention over towards Rebel, and Devi on his own with the spike. A couple players coming out towards mid.
Double peek out for Forsaken. I mean, with just a stinger, can't really challenge against this one. G2, Wiley probably gonna be happy. They get the fault line out of him, put that on cooldown. Again, Trailblazer forward. Checking, not spotting anything though. donasi holding up close. He collects 2 kills. Might be something, both taking it out. Seek by Sent, but what damage dealt already. And Jonah now just 1 away from having that pit online to make PRX's lives that much more difficult. Forsaken wants to try to get this Rolling Thunder. Now it's just gonna be a back off. Space given over. G2 confident in their retake here in a 5v3.
They're gonna be coming through the door. A couple different angles, gonna be really tricky. Forsaken trying to get ahead of it.
Trying to get ahead of it, but instead they're both gonna be taken down. He and Jing on the floor. Devi, now last one standing. Swings out, finds a first, is not ready for Icy. G2, they're gonna get themselves up to 12. Map point to take us over to Bind.
Just so steady right now from G2. They are just in complete control, and donasi at the point of attack wins a 1v2. They're giving him opportunities. You know, they're not swinging together sometimes. You're not trying to maybe go for that something peak there where he goes out first and tries to buy a lot of space, but it's just because donasi's just a little bit ahead of it.
Nice.
Takes Mind Freak down, and then, of course, something's going to try to reswing. They're ready for it, but now PRX, a little bit quieted. And there's a ton of ults here for both sides. Nightfall,
Turnamennya gue karena sing beser ya. Pokoknya.
It's gonna get messy.
Ya nggak kesuwe ngawur. Nek wis banget.
Kayaknya minum terus, Jo.
Ora beser anjir. Paling berapa menit toh?
Not sure if that Rolling Thunder is going to be escorting their jet forward, so let's just go ahead and concede some space for now.
I've got your trail.
Seeker's now going to be sent. Snake bite to try to slow things up. donasi going to be noted there over at stairs, and Devi taken down. donasi pushing forward, finds that elimination. Now tucks back over towards the stairs position. Mind Freak as well, knocked down to 36.
Block lah.
An immense amount of damage dealt. Jing, here at drop. Just a bulldog, 3 players on the opposite side.
Nong loro sih.
Boombot coming his way, has to be cleared out. They managed to do so. Well, not spotting as the Seas comes out. Now it's going to be the Rolling Thunder to try to push them back. Connections on the multiple, but Pain Shell's not finding the value.
So well timed on that Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, Pit still in play here for G2.
Atas,
Not able to drop that one, but Forsaken finds an opening kill. Valon going to be taken down. Won't use Mind Freak, repositioning, gets himself over here by Rubble. Jonah, another kill.
Awas something.
Jing, dead, something, tucked away, finds the first one.
Burinya something.
Elimination. It's Leaf trying to hold for the fuse. The corner of the right click, not taking him down, but has the time being bought. Yes, it has. Something
Menang meledak.
clutching out the round. Leaf hightails it away. He will hold onto his weapon, but PRX can hold on to their hopes.
Unbelievable. I mean, just PRX
Terus lumayan sih mau.
dropping like flies, and I'm just like, okay, we're going to Bind. But then something just barely. Crazy stuff here from donasi. He is really feeling it right now.
Ya gue harap keculik disit.
Something finally getting those blades to do what he wants to on this map. And there's a fair amount of PRX fans here in the audience today. Seeing a lot of the purple and pink jerseys.
But it cost them everything. I mean, granted, a lot of commitments there on the side of G2 as well. The Leaf still 1 away from having that lockdown online. PRX had to dump everything that they had. And because they all go down, that Outlaw can find value here. Only Forsaken with full armor.
Now they're back to kind of taking their time, spreading the map a little bit, trying to find some of those open areas. Leaf again with this Outlaw. He's been so good. A great flash to clear that angle by PRX. Now they're going to be able to kind of work their way through something. Going to be the one left behind this time to potentially try to cut off these rotations. There's a toxic screen in the way. Buys a little bit of time for Valon to slide over. Good fault line, it's both.
Connects on the 2. They managed to pull back though. Get themselves up the safety, and the Trailblazer doesn't go deep enough to spot them both. Oh, they reposition aggressively forward here. Jumping, see if he can spot anything. Knows that Mindfreak's going to be playing up on top of that box, but Mindfreak not given the time of day, not given the opportunity. Not going to be peeking out. He spots a pixel out of place. Leaf could absolutely devastate, and he has. Forsaken, dead, lockdown, now online. And there's the investment. Sent through the paint shells, they've been committed. Can't just send those through. They have a tiny little corner they're trying to tuck away in, but that's going to have them all corralled together, and Leaf finds himself a second kill. Something now, dead, swing forward, Divine Mindfreak answering back, Divine finding another Jing! Closes out the last 2 kills! And lockdown beat down to PRX. They stand their ground together. And they keep themselves in this map.
There's nobody but PRX. I thought that round was done. I thought, again, that we were going to bind. Great shots from Leaf. That angle he takes to give himself that lockdown. Then he finds a second onto something. Able to just see over the lip of the sight. But Jing so snappy. And now you got a showstopper for Jing. Now you got an opportunity to do some damage. The economy here for both teams. A little bit starting to dwindle for the side of G2. PRX is in the gutter.
Forsaken. Ready for the push. G2 not going to give it to him here. Trailblazer instantly cleared over by A. By just sending a pop flash, trying to make his exit. Leaf in the meantime, swinging out wider here on the site, seeking target. Showstopper now, the chase through, Jing finds his mark. Leaf gonna be taken down, Forsaken, trying to hold 2 at bay. Prowler cleared out, but the Paranoia now gonna be invested. Just spamming here into the corner, nearly finds the shot, but can't quite make it happen. Trent at 27, still gonna be alive. The plant comes in onto C.
Persakan anjir. Raisa tuh lagi tuh.
Posisinya Raisa Lunga.
2 on the site. Caught the cloak, rotating back around. Nobody else to try to play off the door. It's just going to be basically a full send through Waterfall. Mindfreak looks to try to hold the line, pushes out, finds the first. Confirmed presence on the rest. He's decayed down to 1. Waiting for his moment. Trying to TP out, but Jonah takes him down. Swing onto the corner though. Jing still standing here alongside the Vi. And Jing once again will put him down. 3-piece for the Rays. PRX and themselves also up to double digits. 2 more rounds for overtime. And timeout for G2.
Yeah, and G2 has been giving up a little bit of extra space. I mean, part of it is also that in the round before this, the util from Jason, from Forsaken, was really good. And he was able to kind of clip 2 players with that breach fault line and buy some space to get them their plants. But the change up from PRX that I'm liking is they're not over pushing. They're starting to hold angles. They're starting to funnel players of G2 into choke points and take them down. They're doing a good job of accounting for the lurks that are being attempted by G2. That time they tried to send 2 in towards B pillars, but it's read at least by Forsaken, and that causes the wrap where they have to try to go through Waterfall. G2 feels like if Forsaken's there, you know, this flank probably won't get what we want to out of it, so let's just try for a death ball retake of sorts, and it doesn't work out because now PRX is starting to really hold the line nicely once they get this spike plant down.
G2 looking to fight back, looking to put an end to this one, take us over to bind. So get focused up on that final map. PRX can continue to persevere. See the purchase coming through. Money's a bit all over the place here for G2.
Same with PRX. I mean, they have to invest in a Guardian and an Outlaw. That Outlaw for something could.
I mean, he knows that they're going to be half arm on the other side.
Exactly.
Or at least heavily suspects it. They could buy all the way down for it, but with the weaker weaponry, very much is expecting to be able to get some one-taps here. And do they give him the time of day? Jonah P, once again, sat back here at stairs. Ping comes down. PRX cognizant.
Just expecting another one of those hidden players around a corner. It's going to pop out and kill him. This time, Jonah P's pushed a little bit further back.
Smoke coming through. Paranoia. Oh, they get the stun in. There's the push out into the smoke, and Jing able to take him down. That pesky Viper now dealt with, swing forward here on the side, device body 1, but Icy catching a nice timing, swings around the opposite side.
Please, aduh.
Headshot through, brings it back into a 4v4.
It's a good pivot,
Kalah sih tapi.
but it's being read well by G2.
TP
Kalah,
forward
Cok.
towards B. No, canceled. A little bit of util exchanged here onto the B side. gonna be expiring. Jing taking some very aggressive space. He's only able to find one. Showstopper now here from Icy. Spotted. Something with Link at the smattering of damage. Cannot confirm that kill. And Icy tagged down to 15.
Nice.
Boombot right into his face. Manages to clear that one out. Something he wants to play this aggressively. I can't believe that he's going for it. Leap manages to put him down. Now 2v3. Top of the spike. Some spray across. Swing out. Forsaken. Gone to the fuse. Being held. Paint shells in. And Leap will get the final kill. G2, the timeout works a treat. They take down PRX on Lotus 13-10. We're going to bind.
Awesome stuff here from G2. Really starting to feel themselves against PRX nicely.
Solid warm-up here. Solid run back from G2. Not allowing PRX to push this all the way into OT. Now bind, the final map to determine who's going to be walking away victorious, who's going to be staying in the upper bracket.
Bro, I can't see shit without my glasses, so if one of them shit-talking me, can one of you let me know?
I never see anyone because my monitor is so high.
Oh no, I just want to know to smile.
Yo, Nate, Jing just stood up.
That's the one guy I wouldn't believe. Forsaken I can believe, Goodbye I can, but something in Jing are like too like wholesome.
I've waited my whole career to get revenge on these guys, bro. The emotions are gonna make me insane. That's for sure.
Jika bind.
Is there something on your mind that's haunting you like a ghost? Am I the one that makes you cry?
3 menit anjir.
Or keeps you so high? There's no coming down. Just a lie. I think it's haunting you like a ghost. Am I the one that makes you cry or keeps you so high? There's no coming down.
Ini sistemnya urung gugur kan ya?
Belum.
Tadi apa? 2 kali main. Iya kan sing kalah kan kok ketemu sing kalah. Jika sing menange gue karo sing menang putaran iki kan.
G2 manages to fight back, and we're going to map 3. Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here along with Mimi, as well as Kakuka. And guys, I mean, G2 showing that resiliency yet again. And even though PaperX were really getting close there for a minute, because Jing was doing some magic, G2 managed to pull one through, which was big for them.
Yeah, I think G2 came in with another good game plan, and in this map, well, I think PaperX's comp caught up with them a little bit. They're playing this double duelist, single controller composition with not a ton of initiator utility, which means they really have to be kind of focusing on like these just contact rounds. They kept on trying to go into these kind of late 4-1 executes, and I think G2 did a really good job of picking their timings on when to re-clear space, so they always knew where PaperX was headed in these late rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it also helps that you get both pistols and you're able to convert both bonuses, right? That gives you a lot of leverage, but the way that they were playing, especially on the later rounds when they moved onto the defense, and the way that they were retaking time after time, they knew when to give up the space and just be like, okay, you know, take the spike, plant the spike, we'll save all the utility and just slot you on the retake.
And this was their same idea they had on Split, but I think the biggest contrast is they picked their timings to actually be fighting forward and play on site more, and critically, they were shooting, right?
Valorant is an FPS game.
It's an FPS game. It's a gun game. Wise Man once said that. But Trent and Valen, I think those guys were stepping up. We saw some rounds from Leaf, and on the contrast for PaperX, they were getting away with a lot less of the crime that they were committing on Split with these like individual hero rounds.
Yeah.
There was also some moments that they were pissing me off a little bit. It's the kind of
much like Neon in that respect.
It's the kind of PaperX moments where they miss the utility, don't clear the corners, something goes forward, dashes in, but then Mindfreak paranoias him. It's like those kind of moments. You're just like, so good. Like how is this happening?
The round where like they're trying to clear through the revolving door and then they just don't dog close left and a player gets a 2K from there. Rounds where they're trying to like, even the final round of the game where they're trying to pivot back into B late, but they never had a lurker. They never had that map control. And then they play full offsite into post plant. Just these mistakes for PaperX. There's games where they have good enough individual form that it doesn't catch up with them. And there are games like this where they lose the map because of them.
We were praising Forsaken for his flexibility. And in this map, don't get me wrong, he did good, but on the kills department, my man was not shooting.
He was doing what he needed to do with his utility, but
but still, it was like not enough. And I feel like maybe in a different composition where things are not as straightforward, it's easier to find different solutions to the problems that you find.
Not completely fair, but you know what though? Icy had a big game, and this is what G2 needed. And I think that G2 has definitely needed to find that next gear, because I was worried about them coming out of that split game, because you look at the score line out of that one and how it started out and even how it ended, it was not pretty for G2 at all. And I think the guard of old or even G2 of old would have crumbled under that situation. But this is clearly showing that this squad, when they're put through the work, they know how to step up. And Icy was that guy this game for them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also complicated, right? Because if you just look at this game from the outside and you look at the duelist department, it's complicated to make a comparison because it's a 2v1 and always in that situation, they're always going to be coming at you. And you making that shiny play is not always going to be even an option, especially after round, I believe it's 4, where everything turns into chaos and he off-strand, and probably mentally many people wouldn't have been able to recover from that, but Icy did.
And that's the real contrast between these two teams. PaperX is a squad about their individuals, about how they game plan to set up these guys to frag. G2 is a team that is very much about the collective, and that's what got them the win on Lotus. But the series, it's not done yet. They still have to go to bind. However, this is a map that I actually had some confidence in G2 on. I think they were great in America.
I mean, look, I'm not going to say, I don't want to say that there's a chance here, because honestly, like, there's a chance either way. I mean, these two teams, they're here for a reason, right? Representing their regions. PaperX #1 seed and G2, coming into this one with a lot of hype. But Bind has been good for G2.
Yeah, I mean, they're the only team to have beaten 100 Thieves on this map, who was otherwise undefeated here back in Americas. However, for all the positivity you can kind of bring up for G2, this has always been a map that has been a stronghold for PaperX. I think of their performances in Madrid. They're still playing that same comp with this double initiator and the harbor, and I think the way that, especially on their attack sides, they entry and they vary up the harbor utility to give so many different looks. It's a super disruptive style, and they're so good at it.
Yeah. Well, what's the game plan then here if you're a G2 in this situation? Is it the same as what it was in map 1
I think
and 2?
the retakes are working. Why would you stop with that? Especially, well, now they're starting on the attack, so.
Sure, but on the defense, I think retakes are a lot harder, especially over towards B. It has to be more so using your util to disrupt, especially in this comp with a lot of mollies. However, they are starting on that attacking side, where I think G2 have some really good protocols on this map. You'll see them play a lot of these slower rounds where they're kind of like 3-1-1-ing, sending this Sky Gecko combo into one area of the map and taking early space, and then late round pushing into that. I think the biggest key to success here is really stopping PRX from going for their aggressive pieces in the mid-round that they really like to do with this comp.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, something probably locking one of the sides with the operator, if he's even able to get those grabs in, but I'm looking at Forsaken and some redemption here for him.
Oh boy, well folks, it's map 3. Let's see how this one works out. Can G2 get that revenge on PRX, continue their run in the upper bracket? One final time, let's send it back over to the boys. It's Achilles and Paper Thin for the call.
Thank you very much. Yes, here we go on map 3 to decide which team is going to be sticking around in that upper bracket. Which one's going to be falling down, losing one of their lives here in this tournament, be one step closer to being eliminated from it. Is it the Pacific powerhouse of PRX, or is it going to be G2? A very solid rally back here from G2, both on that opening map of Split. Also, they're on Lotus. How do they fare now, going up against Bind?
And G2 looked so good on this map against Team Heretics. 13-6, just absolutely destroyed them. So certainly, all eyes going to be on G2 as they have a great opportunity to upset PRX, send them down to lowers, and get themselves further ahead in this tournament. Or going to be grabbed for PRX with a 3-2 split, or not, a 4-1 split, excuse me. This is a strong side.
Expecting that push out here off the rip. Instead it was going to be Showers, as Mindfreak just backpedaling. Icy taking some forward space here. Quick little jump peek. Something catching a glimpse, but so far, no connections on these shots. Spike being held just in front of the teleporter as Trent will go ahead and take that across. Now Forsaken tagged up. Down to 13, having to make his exit. Icy will get caught up. Mindfreak able to find that kill. Takes him down, gives him an advantage over here to the side of PRX, but Plant's going to be coming through. G2 very much entrenched.
Mati nongol.
Coming through. Forsaken finding one before getting taken down. Leaf will spray across. Jing going to be tagged up a bit. Falls to 50. The heal's not available from Devi here in the pistol.
Got a couple smokes though.
Dizzy at the ready. Wingman as well online. Quick little bounce out. Nothing going to be spotted. Jonah just sat here on top of the spike just about. As Trent wants to offer up some covering fire there from Hookah.
Oh, Jonah P.
Just sat here. Within the poison for now.
Masih ada yang tiga lah.
Getting Ching as well. Wingman going to be cleared out. Jonah P re-wrapping around through tube. Cuts back. First timing, looking for his moment now. It is all on Devi. He doesn't know which way to look. G2 taking another pistol.
Devi ngapa sih?
They're just so good at mid-rounding right now. They are keeping PRX guessing and not giving them opportunities to do much against these post plants. I mean, Jonah P the whole time tucked in right by the tube. So snappy. Yeah, there are a couple good kills for PRX. But these pistols are starting to get worrisome for the side of PRX. And Alex is definitely starting to get frustrated. After such a hot start on Split, it looked like this was going to be all PRX all day, but G2 fighting back. Just amazing resilience.
You think back to the words of them talking about coming into this series, saying, yeah, we played against them in the past, but we're a much more mature team. We've learned a lot. We've grown. And they are putting that on full display round after round. Dominant these pistols so far across the series. 4-1. Wingman leading the charge, looking for the plant. Drop down out of Hookah with Dizzy. Blind does greet them, but that's going to be the interrupt. As quite a bit of damage goes across here. Forsaken and Something both tagged up. Good early damage found. Try to cyber cross. They try to find that kill, but Jing going to be taken down. Alan just pushing his way forward into the site, able to collect 2 kills. Something will get one more as a parting gift, but widely the weaponry going to be carried forward. Just grabbing up the Bulldogs here. As G2 start things off 2-0.
They bait out the util really nicely. They get a lot of flashes, a lot of mollies thrown at the front entrance there outside of Garden, and they just absorb all of it. They just wait it out, and then they take their turn. Use that mosh that cuts through the tube to clear out Jing. He was stuck. They had so many players identified by the time they were ready to make their execute. They just do a great job pushing through, knocking players down. And a buy round here for PRX. Starting to feel like they can't afford to drop any more of these. Forsaken has to use the cascade to get out, stuck in the corner.
Sends it, decent damage dealt, but Jonah just gonna go ahead and be able to push Tread back up to 100 here. Boom about to go ahead and check forward. Leaf clears that out. Paint shells now to try to dissuade. Blast pack to create some extra distance here, and Jing just gives up on trying to defend in lamps. Space handed over here to G2. A lot of respect being shown. As now the TP across, something forward here at the shower. Flash at the ready. It's going to be a delayed pop on that one, but something still able to find the first one. Now Mind Freak getting involved. Picks off Trent.
It's huge.
Smoke as Valorant going to try to lurk his way forward. Mind Freak is reading this.
Smoke's down. He is. They're expecting another layer to this.
This is where the spike is at. Could just rotate back around towards the front if the rest of the team are able to open things up. And Mind Freak does pull off the angle for a brief little moment, but continues to have his sights trained over on Showers. Wingman checking back over here on the site. Leaf going to be stunned up. Mosh creating some additional space as Valen starts creeping his way forward. The time dwindling. 25 seconds remaining. And that tree is looking great. Valen just swings the corner blind. Takes out Mind Freak at the same time on the opposite side as Leaf comes up with that kill. But Boombot now scouting across, something having to talk back in. Valen, another shot, another kill. Something is trying to delay. Thrash at the ready.
Aja ulti. Aduh,
with that
nice.
util in hand, but Divide
Untung ada
still
Davai
opened
sih.
up to clean things up. But
Ngeri banget ulti nang kono.
G2 wrestle all of these guns out of their hands.
Maya nih sanggup kayak ngepet.
Iya ngepet.
From PRX to understand
Tapi ora hasilnya ora.
through that
Ora pengen
teleporter, and they
ngepet.
need to maintain Showers' control. And even though they end up losing it, and it looked like maybe this round was not going to go their way, that ult
Emang
bought enough
angle
time for
be
Divide to come in and
dilalah
finish the
nongol
round,
sih.
But it's also gone.
It was
aktif
costly,
para
yes, exactly, Achilleos. It was costly for PRX.
You see the ults available now to the side of G2. Valen with that orbital strike online. Trent with his own Thrash. Something cutting across the opposite side, getting himself flush with his teleporter door. As the Thrash, he's trying to avoid the timing on it, but he cannot get the punish. Icy. The covering fire, looking gorgeous. Quick clear there on the Dizzy, but Pain Shell's lobbed in to buy. Overwhelmed, taken down.
Ya lagi ngecek angle.
Push. Icy just sat the opposite side here. Off the smoke, and Jing goes right up into his crosshair. Mind Freak dead, absolutely screwed. Somehow Jing beyond the grave gets a hold on Dead. But that doesn't even matter. It is Forsaken now all on his lonesome. Wasn't finding that impact on the previous map. And so far, it's a very rocky start here for PRX. That shot across, Jonah P gonna be taken down, but there's so much more work to be done in the paint. The snake bite will hold him at bay.
Just don't think he has time for this.
No, it's dwindling. He'd have to kill them all in rapid succession. Instead, looks like maybe just wants to try to deal as much damage as he possibly can, but Leaf will be left standing here at the end. 3 players alive. Cash starting to build up here for G2 as they move up 3-1.
I mean, you can see that PRX is once again trying to take these individual fights one by one, and G2 so happy to let them do that. You know, okay, something goes for the unexpected positioning there off the back of the high tide. Fine, that one's okay, but then you keep trying to challenge this angle, and then Mind Freak gets stuck inside of Showers, and he knows he's dead.
Yep.
And it's just
Seru banget.
really awesome stuff from G2. The way that they're just happy to let PRX try to play the PRX style and punish it every single time. And now you gotta figure out what you can do differently here. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more of what we saw early on, just
Banter banget, nembe
early
telu.
aggression, early kills, early trades, because on Lotus as well, the first kills went heavily in favor of G2, and that was a real death sentence for PRX.
Terapin terlena pokoknya.
Rocky start, the early timeout call. Opportunity given, of course, to G2 though, to just take away their own observations, what they've seen, what PRX has been trying to do in these opening rounds, and then just continue to really compound and layer the anti-striding on top of it.
Yep.
It's like a stinger here for Jing, Showstopper. They're in his back pocket. See if that comes into play here in this round. For now, 3-2 fan out from PRX. A four-man stack outside of showers here for G2. Feel like they want to maybe just up the tempo. Right here. Push over, try to get those orbs online, because they hand this over to Jonah Pete, that would be those Seekers ready to go.
They're going to try to push this space, and this isn't going to fool, I don't think, G2 at all.
There's the push. Forsaken able to find one, tucks into the corner, sends down that cove. They try to play a little bit more elusively in the Dizzy now. It notes him, it takes him down. Trent able to play off that one. Showstopper now. They're so ready for it. Trent instantly headshotting him. Jonah P, he does end up falling. This is still significant damage dealt. You look at their HP bars now.
Aduh. Posisi
room. The spike now getting ready to be planted.
Kejebak nang teleport.
Aduh.
Recovered Phantom, see if he can try to deal any ounce of damage. A couple shots there on the Leaf. The bite lobbed in, forcing him even further back within the confines of this prison. Time is ticking. Nothing more realistically for Divide to do other than to try to take some of these weapons away. Force them to buy once again, but G2, they are stagnant, they are statuesque, they are not looking to move a muscle. And on the swing out, he will finally fall 4-1. G2 continuing this upward trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, it's an attempted crunch play from the side of PRX, but it just takes a little bit too long to get going. By the time that Jing decides to
Diguyu tuh prihatin loh, G2 cok.
it's already over.
Permainannya
It's a
cok.
little late. They try to use the Trailblazer to set him up, and look, they're just waiting. They know that Trailblazer came through, and they're like, we know they're coming in. And they're just so aware of all these trap plays, all these aggressive
Iya,
maneuvers
kejebak
that
nang kono
PRX is trying
kabeh
to make.
soalnya nang tele.
And shutting it down so well is G2.
They get the showstopper out of him. Something now. Picking up a judge, sat over at Hookah, but it's a lot of attention paid towards this A site here by G2. Once again, just 4 players moving forward. Now the Thrash back online for Trent. Building these up so very rapidly.
I've got your trail.
All going up towards him, diving to the back, looking for that detain, and it has been found. Gets a spot out onto both Mind Freak, taken down. Forsaken just backpedaling. Reckoning is at the ready, but realistically, do you think you can even try to make this one happen? Dizzy over the top, blind onto a couple
Gue
players.
pandang utility-nya keren banget cok. Situ. Cara mainnya
Trailblazer cleared. Thrash back online. There's the Reckoning now coming through. It's the Fish this time, not going to be able to get much done. Push up here, just not aware to buy, take it down. The Judge does get some value, something.
Apa sih?
One. Forsaken now noted, the challenge coming through, trying to be able to
Kalau
find that
ngecek
kill.
corner anjir.
Swings forward on towards short, he gets taken down. One by one they fall, one by one. These rounds get racked up for G2.
And off the rip, PRX is playing back, expecting these ults. But that gives enough space to get the Thrash right out of showers and connect onto Mind Freak. And it's a good attempt by Forsaken to try to use the Cove to save him, but it comes up just a half a second too late. Oh, man. Frustration now for Alex. And then PRX just gets completely caught up inside a Link. Just trying to get through. The Seekers are there. All the info is there for the side of G2.
Look at this read.
Yeah.
They just know. They know when the aggression is going to be coming at them. They know where the aggression is going to be coming from. Forsaken, setting up a wall, setting up the cove, dropping down. But, I mean, he's got this Bucky in hand, but he's just dead to rights. Everything, disjointed everything, falling to pieces as G2 continue to just read them like an open book.
They're brilliant right now. They are so on top of PRX. I love this. You have a showstopper still for Icy as well. If things get dangerous, a couple stingers for PRX, but they just cannot do anything right. Every time a player is found, there's util to shut them out by G2. Make their lives that much easier.
Everybody just sat back, waiting for the spike to erupt. Nothing else to be done. It's going to be a flawless here from G2. It would seem as, yep, Jing unable to trade that one out. Devi will find one, so flawless not obtained, but Devi still taken down. Leaf narrowly escaping the blast radius. 6-1 on the attack side from G2 already. This is just devastation.
It is, and they've already forced out a timeout from PRX.
Kayaknya Raw Samudun Forsaken aman.
You know, now Alex has to rely on his players
gaming,
to kind of figure themselves out. But it's been a struggle. I mean, 2-7 Jing, 2-7 Mind Freak, 3-7 Forsaken. 5 and 7 something, 4 and 5 divide. I mean, the gunners here, the shooters for PaperX, are just getting smothered with util, not able to really find opportunities to shoot back. And even when they do, they don't seem to be able to connect nearly as cleanly and as efficiently as G2 has. Sure, you've got an op for something on the Gecko, and I think G2 here pretty aware that they have to be a little bit more cautious reading the economy of PaperX, knowing that they want to get to that op as soon as possible.
Bought out, something's backing away, but let's get tagged by it. Wants to try to keep this operator obscured, but he just adds a bit of damage. Misreading how the boombot was going to bounce.
It's just everything falling apart right now for PaperX.
Sudah kalah coy.
So impactful. Losing that much health at the beginning of the round forces you to play a little bit more defensive usually.
This is over the top, quick clear, showstopper coming through. Forsaken able to get a catch, does intercept Jonah P. As Showers, IC wanted to try to clear it, and clear it he has. It's a little bit of damage there onto himself, but it's the kill that he was looking for. Mindfreak gonna be taken down. Thrash on the hunt, nothing getting spotted. Jing trying to push up over top of this Mosh, trying to disrespect it, trying to find a timing. They are prepared for it, they hear it, they deal with it swiftly.
Oh no!
Forsaken with another one. Second kill here in the round. Taking down the opposing Rays, but there's still so many entrenched players, and Leaf is one of them. Picks off the Vi. Showers pitch, still gonna have to be a concern, and now the pit invested just to ensure success. Tap onto the spike, Forsaken found, Leaf on with 3 and something, just needing to drift away, to hold on to this operator, to hold on to any ounce of hope that he can. G2 not stopping, not showing mercy. 7-1.
Just amazing stuff. You know, G2 gets into these post plants, and they're so tricky. They're so patient. They have that Showers angle. They've got a couple in U-Haul. PaperX tries to clear U-Haul. They can't. You know, and you have something, yes, watching with the operator, and there, I believe, it's going to be another timeout coming from PaperX. We have seen this from Alex this year. But man, oh man, they're so snappy. They're just always so ready for these pushes. You know, Jing tries to push through the Mosh, they're ready. Try to swing a corner, they're ready. It's incredible how quickly, after such a rough start, that G2 has figured themselves out.
80% win.
Credit to just all the players, the coaching staff at the moment, because the prep work coming into this one was looking gorgeous. The calling from Palin to get them into this position, up by 6 rounds. It is just gorgeous to watch. And reading PaperX in the past for teams, it's been a struggle. It's kind of like trying to read the Odyssey, the Iliad in Latin. Right now, it looks like, you know, the Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Very simple, very easy.
Yeah, James and the Giant Peach. You know, like, something a little bit easier for sure.
This is not something that we are used to seeing whatsoever.
And it's just like every time that PaperX tries to make an aggressive move or something, it's accounted for, it's dodged by G2. And they have their util ready to counter it. Like, the protocols that Mimi was talking about at the desk have been really, really good for G2. They're so reactive, and it's so impressive on this map. And it has to start here for PaperX, it feels like. I mean, your economy's in the dumpster, you're growing Bulldogs, half armors, and you're losing opening trades.
IC just drifting back, Jing dead off the rip. The aggression once again, not finding success, and Forsaken continuing to try to hold steady out here in the open. Clears out on the Trailblazer, just backing away. He is alone on this side, so rotation has to come through. Devi moving over to try to reinforce that position at B.
Oh, but they get everybody. They get everybody except Mindfreak to go. And they get util out of the side of PaperX. It's so good here from G2. They're playing such a smart, disciplined game right now.
And they're very aware of the space that they've given up. IC just gonna go creeping forward and clear that angle there for Trent. Now get ready to turn his sights back over in towards B. But they know exactly what space they've surrendered. They know exactly where Mindfreak could be. Wall now coming up. Mosh into the back. Forsaken just setting up the cove. Gets himself up on top of tube. Something's going to start counter-rotating back over to A. It looks like they're anticipating this pressure to pivot, but G2, they're just cutting comms. They're cutting noise.
Yeah, and Mindfreak should be able to relay the information
Something
over.
apa pindah?
Paint shell right there at Forsaken's feet. An immense amount of damage going to be found, and he cannot come up with anything on the back end. No kills found. Now a 5v2, and given the op in play, just gonna have to go for a save unless Mindfreak can pull off a miracle and start opening things up here outside of hookah. But now he's been
maju terus.
swing out wide. Jonah P saying, you know what? You like the wide swing?
Oh, lagi defender malah.
Shot gonna whiff and
Malah
something now
ngepick
noted.
baik.
Having to go on the run and look at the hunts coming through here. The rallying call from G2.
Malah
They
back
want this
gaming
operator
baik, Cuk.
out of his hands.
Emang banget sih.
Oh, he's screwed.
Defender ya. Itu dia
Fancy
cek side.
sniping, but he's not even gonna get that single shot in.
Tembaknya lagi nggak kena.
Delivers the headshot, the death blow. Is everything PRX do? None of it is sticking.
No. Every time they try something a little bit different, there's just so many players. That flash maybe went a little too deep as well from DAY. They're just so clean, so aware right now. Being so patient, getting util out.
They had 4 there.
And it's awesome to see. And the heartbreak on Alex. You know, they knew coming into this tournament how important, how good of an opportunity they might have to potentially finally get a win, not just for themselves, but for Pacific. And G2 was having none of it.
Certainly not. Crash in the back, gonna be dodged out. But an immense amount of space given up here to G2 as the plant gets ready to come in. Forsaken on the corner. Does he want to try to swing out and clear it? The answer is going to be yes, but he cannot. Instead, it's just going to be Icy taking his head clean off. A minor amount of damage found there, but Leaf boosted up over the top, able to spot out Jing. Strikes him down. Molly coming through. Mindfreak with a nice little one-tap. Will be able to find that elimination, so Leaf goes down. Damage across on the Jonah. Push up in the smoke. Icy finds himself another. The defuse started, interrupted. The Molly to buy further time. Divine Mindfreak with everything to do. Mindfreak does manage to find 3, but catches a stray, swinging back in towards the site, and now it's all on DAY. A little bit of damage found. Cannot stabilize the spray. Cannot find that extra little kill. G2 9-1.
And they're doing to PRX what PRX did to them on the first half of Split right now. Just absolutely rolling. I mean, Icy so good on the point on this site.
Not even. I would disagree with you there because in that, G2 were fighting back. A lot of those rounds were close. We saw how inconsistent the economy was for PRX. This is a complete utter dismantling. We're not seeing really any fight back from the side of PRX.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Mindfreak there in that round with the Guardian got 3 kills, but you know, these plays just aren't working, and they're getting aggressive again. They're going to use the Cove and a bunch of flashes, but they're ready. They're playing
finds that opener once again.
Astaga.
Says throw whatever you have at me. I will bear through it. I will shut you down.
Troll sih. Tumpah.
They played it the whole way, Achilleos. As soon as that Cove came out, everybody just backed around the corner and waited.
Slow bracket ya.
And those blinds caught basically no one.
Bukan eranya cuwis.
And Icy these last couple rounds has been cold.
Bukan eranya PRX coy.
Living up to the name.
Sudah coy.
A breakout year for this guy. Absolutely astounding, and Jing now just trying to see if he can find some value. Picks up 2 kills.
90% kalah
Trying to
coy.
work his way forward here towards the site, see if he can fish for a little bit more. Try to take away some of these weapons, but it matters not. The cash, the damage is already dealt. G2. With only 1 more round to be played out in the half. There's no real damage that you could deal. The showstopper's already online.
And the economy's gone again for PRX. Continuously on these ecos. So he has to save this Vandal. So they can afford a little bit extra coming into this final round of the half. But just look at the way they play it. They just wait it out, and then just great repeats from Icy. And then he's using his util so well to just smother Mindfreak in that corner.
Sudah.
Just making it so difficult for their opponents.
Dukung RRQ bae.
G2, man. They are so strong on this map. And they, I mean, they obliterated Heretics, and now they're about to obliterate PRX as well.
Semakin acur.
Fairly different fashion. It's looking like, again, more aggression to be had as Showstopper over the top. Not going to be able to find the kill, and Trent turns back, finds one. Icy taken down by Forsaken, but then he's traded out. Balin coming away the elimination.
Ini masalah nonton anjir.
To get themselves out away from this orbital strike to safety, but Seekers still chasing, and Leaf doesn't swing the angle. B site now opened up, plant coming through backside. The man advantage once again here for G2.
Lagi kesel kayaknya.
They even have to thrash for this post plant.
Ditonton sama viewnya.
Sent to check, scouting around the back of elbow, nothing going to be spotted there. Trailblazer forward. Just suss out Jonah P forward at 2.
Oh, Valen.
Just holding the smoke, ready for it to fall. Something does manage to find the headshot, brings it back into parity, but time is still getting away from them. They have to get themselves onto the side here if they want the second round. Mind Freak with 1. Jonah P trying to stay alive. As that is going to be the cleanup coming in. They have to wait out the orbital, get themselves in onto the spike. Time going to be close, but I believe they just have it here. It's going to be PRX finding themselves with a second round win. A 10-2.5. G2 so far out in front.
Yeah, the guns come alive at the very end here for PRX, but it's hard to imagine that that's enough. It's hard to imagine that 2 rounds is going to get them over the line, even as good as they can be on their attacker side. It's so impressive what G2 is able to accomplish.
Comebacks of this magnitude, just rare sights for us. This one here becoming more and more common as this map continues onward. There we are at the half. We'll have the analyst desk break down the action for the first half.
Hanya bisa pasrah.
Well, here's the thing. We tried to tell you that G2 is pretty darn good on bind. And that's exactly what happened. 10-2.
Yeah, the read that they've had on PRX throughout this one is incredible. PRX, I think, playing a lot of these rounds where they're trying to like hard anchor on site and fight forward, and these G2 executes with this double initiator composition have really been on point.
Yeah, exactly. And if we take a look at some of those rounds, we were talking about maybe a little bit of this uncoordination on the side of PRX. But as the defense was going on with all the utility that they have under it, everything is so out of place time after time. And that only, it's feeding into G2's confidence.
Yeah, and Icy has continued his momentum from the second map of this series.
Man,
yeah, I mean, he's been set up so well on these executes. These Gecko Sky combos just haven't really been broken consistently by PRX, which means he's able to run them over on the site, and then G2 with this really heavy molly comp late round is winning every post.
I love the fact that he's feeling so comfortable and so confident. So many openers in so many rounds that you're saying, so very well set up. I feel like also Trent is doing a great job. But to me, the biggest highlight has to go to Valen. Like the read that they have on them, how they're reacting to every single thing that PRX is trying. Yes, we're going to the attack now, but honestly, mentally, how can PRX still be here?
The one round they went for an aggressive play, G2 was ready, tucked from the flash combo, then broke the dizzy, swung back in, and dominated them. G2 is playing incredible right now, and their composition is great on defense. Watch the way that they're going to use these mollies to perma-stall out any A execute that PRX wants to throw at them. If they want to make a comeback happen and stay in the upper bracket, they need to make a massive comeback, and it has to start on this pistol round.
Not a lot of people had G2 absolutely shredding on their bingo cards. Let's see how this plays out. Send it back over to Seth, as well as Paper Thin.
Thank you very much. Let's see if they can find that run back, if they can find some of that bite that we were seeing from them on that first map. Now, it's not looking likely.
Exactly. It feels like they're just not quite in sync yet on this map, or on the, even on Lotus, it didn't look quite as coordinated as we're used to seeing from them. Jing able to take U-Haul control. He's got a shorty.
Dizzy Blind coming through, but Icy ready. Right click to shut it down. The shorty, no value whatsoever. Plant gonna be found. Limited util now. Wingman, flash. Try to hold these lines. Forsaken looking forward, plays anti-flash to Dizzy coming through, tries to push up into the smoke, is able to find one. Mind Freak coming away with another. But now a 2v3, the man advantage. Equalized now. So Wingman pushes forward, gets in to start that defuse. And the clicks coming in from Icy just look absolutely gorgeous. The lob-in on the paint shells to hold Divide at bay to find the elimination. It's a 4-piece from him. And he will not be denied. He has the victory in his sights.
Icy is playing out of his mind. 18-7 right now. Just taking rounds over. This is the duelist that G2 has been talking about.
Kayaknya mandeng lainnya apa ya? Mentalnya kena cok.
He is reading these plays so
Guyunnya
well.
ngenyek banget cok anjir.
So much good util. I mean, previously with the boom bot into the blast packs, and then this round with these paint shells and blast packs to try to buy a little bit extra space. I mean, he's so with it right now.
And a well-earned Vandal paint shells for the check side of Lamps. Go over the top. Oh, Genius is landing on his head. Something does collect that kill, trading it back here as both Razes get taken down, but spray across something. Nearly eliminated is now the teleporter having to be taken. Leaf going to be fast to flip across to the opposite side of the map, though, to look to try to intercept. Got the wall raised, and look at the spray! Mind Freak down to 3. A 4v4, but HP in tatters. And Mind Freak, the first line of defense here in Hookah. Plant in, flash to the back. Mind Freak still able to come away with 1. Valen, quick to reply. Leaf, lurking forward, on the hunt, on the prowl, staying quiet. Now opens up, tries to find the shot. Forsaken come away with 1.
Wow.
Then he gets a second. Leaf now dead, and Forsaken swaps to the classic. 2 players left alive. The force buy from PRX. It ends up working a treat.
And this round probably goes G2's way if Leaf doesn't beef that shot against something. This probably swings their way.
Almost certainly.
Yeah, I mean, the Cove landed on him too. That's supposed to land on top of the truck, and instead it landed just behind it because it bounced off of Icy. And that caused some confusion and chaos, but well, they got the win.
Messy, but a readjustment there.
Good mid-rounding.
1 step of many. We'll see here, even with the full purchase.
Something malah guyung-guyung tok anjing.
Weaponry still going to be a little bit weak on the opposite side here. G2, 2 sheriffs, otherwise classics. For now, Jonathan just clearing out the boom bot, sending out a flash. Nothing confirmed. Orb take here for Jing to try to get the showstopper online. Quick bounce on the paint shells. Check close. He's going to enter all the way around in towards elbow. Just hold Jonah P at bay. Plant now going to be coming through. But look at the lurk, the long rotate here from all the rest of G2. There's no one in Hookah.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky.
Second tagged up. They keep swinging, and eventually they are going to be rewarded with that elimination. Wall comes up. They take a peek out over towards that defender spawn. Having seen nothing, it looks like G2 widely going to look to just sit back, go down to the spike.
Yep, try and do any damage they can on the way out.
Something is going to give them an opportunity for it. Next, the right side.
Oh, keculik sih. Sumpah maju keculik.
Spots the first one. Silent though is Leaf. Finds that kill, gets a dink on the Jing. Puts him down to 28, and now he's got to reroute for his own exit. Paint shell sent.
Jing
he's just going to die no matter what. As the rotation's coming through from the opposite side. Icy now contained here into the corner, getting whittled away at, getting taken down.
Merah.
The buy will collect it. 3 players left alive. PRX
gila lah.
Get themselves a 4th round victory.
Yeah, and for every kill, for
Bisa
every
kok.
exit, for
Bisa
every
gila.
moment, trying to just shut
Bisa,
them out,
tapi mati.
take the lights out
Bisa
here
gila.
for PRX, and yet now you've got the
Para sing son
got the
sonnya
thrash
kayak
or
tuh.
something. Trent
Iya
also
sih,
has his thrash.
Tapi mati.
Economy a little bit wonky.
Betul. Lu gue
Few
paham gue
members
tan.
though of PRX as they have a Bulldog and a Spectre to make sure that they can afford this operator for something. And he's just going to try to maintain long control, but already
Kali ini
very
Minho
close
ya,
to it,
kali
feels
ini
like.
Minho.
RG2
Playing back.
Yalah.
The opportunity.
Minho kan main tuh.
Very much one to pick this up. Trailblazer to go ahead and try to scout out. He's going to try to stay tucked away, but does get spotted. From the op now, confirmed. Push forward the lead.
Jadi minum boy lah.
Getting suspicious after not having heard anything. Inches forward, ends up falling. Thrash now starting to work its way up through Garden, but will get cleared out by Jonah P. They're not liking what they're not seeing over at Hookah. Everybody just cutting over here towards long. We're going to enter in through Garden. Trent waiting, his own ult online. Showstopper goes in towards the back. Jing able to find one, but then it's going to be cut down as Trent. Comes up with 2 kills. Devi finally able to displace him as flash from flash.
Sama-sama. Weh!
Jonah P, he's outdone Devi. Finds the elimination, then gets detained. Quick cleanup kills coming through, however, with 2 players left standing. The ult recovered. PRX get themselves up to 5.
Well, now they're starting to be a little more coordinated. They're starting to win some of those early battles. Those early 1v1s that have eluded them so often against G2 in these last 2 maps. That could be what they need. It could be the tide swinging a little bit, but we'll see. It's, again, a road very, very far before
Something ulti sih.
feels like there's much hope for the side of PRX. And okay, now they're starting to get the coordination, starting to get that speed underneath them that we're used to seeing when they can really thrive in those high-speed, high-intensity moments. Now they're going to make a different change. They haven't really made a push towards showers just yet, so we're going to see if they can catch G2 kind of being a little too aggressive with the free space they had been given previously.
Wanting to tap on the orb. It's gonna be a slow creep up. Icy holding the line, finds the headshot. Something gonna be taken out and swinging from Valon. He does it again with a singer.
Down A.
2 kills scooped up now. The man advantage here for G2. Long rotate. Gonna be necessary there from Jonah P, making his way all the way across from B. Out at Fountain is Mind Freak, catching a quick little glimpse there of Trent.
Ingat, atasnya.
Tag not gonna be found.
Blocking fire. Got both ults here for Forsaken and Mind Freak, so a lot of delay, but Forsaken, so dangerous.
Lobbed in, Jonah on that jiggle. Forsaken now noting it, but still wary about lamps. Orbital strike, gonna be sent. Oh, he getting caught by that.
Look at the patience.
No one far enough forward. Flash now, sent. Forsaken looking to try to challenge, looking to try to find that kill, but there is the ult going across. There is the cleanup. Mind Freak dead. Off the detain. Forsaken now. The last one standing. The spike unplanted.
Diganggu ya.
He'll grab it up, but shot still being spammed across. A tap, a check towards short, but it's a rotate over into the shower.
Lah Jason lah, apa sih?
Phantom in hand.
Beli cok.
Does he have the time for it?
Gara-gara
It's gonna be so damn
tontonan
close.
nih.
Oh, no.
Reckoning sent, but he's got to get the spike planted.
Bisa.
I think he might have just been a second too late. Just a hair off as the push coming through.
tekan,
And
Cok.
there is a thrifty. Trent delivering it. As G2 get themselves up to match
50
point.
anjing.
It's another mental mistake for PRX that hurts so much. I mean, at least get the plant down. I mean, yes, it's looking really good for the side of G2, and this stinger for Valon might as well be a rifle with how good he is with that gun. Just shutting him down in the detain, setting Leaf up, and just a little bit too long. And all Alex can do at this point is shake his head, as they are 1 round away from going down to the lower bracket.
Goblok.
The momentum was starting to build, but just like that, a MasterCard thrifty to take it away, to get G2 up to map point, match point. Now Trent takes Jinx head off once again. The dive forward here onto the side, something trying to lead the charge, snapping with a headshot, manages to find and has placed the enemy. Jonah, good for 1. Showstopper in, Icy not getting that kill, but draws down with the Vandal. He picks off Mind Freak, and now it is Devi. The Sultan, the uncle, the last one standing. A 1v3 clutch necessary. And right now, this is all G2. Has been since Lotus.
So much to do, he has no util. It's just gonna have to be gunplay. Meanwhile, there's boombots, there's mollies for the side of G2. It has to be one of the clutches of his life for Devi.
There's just so many angles to work through. So many places that he has to note. Opening back up. He's in front of it. 30 seconds now remaining. The corner check in from Leaf spots him. Valon immediately hightailing it back over, looking to join in with the rest of his squad. Devi waiting on the angle. Now just has to go for the plan. Paint shell, the molly, lobbed at him. He's down to 45. Everything in the kitchen sink sent at this man to make his task impossible.
No.
The shots are found. Leaf gets the finisher, and G2 get their win. 13-5. They keep themselves in the upper bracket. They say to PRX, you asked for this. You picked us.
I love this from G2. Stellar performance after a rough first map, able to bounce back and look so convincing the rest of the way through, especially on Bind. Completely
Beneran wingi.
delivering a knockout blow to PRX.
Tebakannya bener.
Never recover, never find their footing. And this G2 team says it's not just 100 Thieves from Americas. We're also a force to be reckoned with.
5 first bloods in total for PRX on that map
It's
of
even worse
Bind.
than Lotus.
Absolute devastation. Icy had 7, Trent had 6.
Yeah, they were frying. They're absolutely frying.
Unbelievable performance from G. What a performance from everybody on this roster. Absolutely.
Emang langsung gugur ya?
Dismantling the
Door
Princess
blackout.
Pacific.
Yeah, I mean they're
Parah. Iya ding, parah ding. Ngapa nge-lag ya? Habis rampungan lagi nge-lag aja.
They felt so in control The awareness, the comms are so good. I mean, there's so many amazing plays from G2 throughout this bind that are just leaving PRX stunned. No answers really ever found. Because they're just too disciplined, too clean. And it certainly not the best showing from PRX, but that to me is all credit to G2. I love the way they played.
The prep work here was just gorgeous to witness. The individual, the micro plays from all the players, just everybody having a solid read, everybody being on top of their mechanics.
Yep.
A soft start in the series, but my God, what a roaring finish from them. As this could just be the same clip over and over again.
It basically is. Yeah, I mean, there's just nothing they can do.
Well, despair for PRX, but elation for G2, for the America's faithful. Let's go ahead and send it down to the stage now, though, for the Verizon post-match interview.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎来到赛后采访，我是维嘉。让我们再一次恭喜 G2 赢下了本场比赛的胜利。我们也是请到了 Jonathan 选手来接受我们的采访。Welcome to the post-match interview, and now I'm joined by Jonathan from G2 with us. Would you like to say hi to our audience first?
Hello, guys. Thank you for cheering for us. It was a great game, and I'm glad we could deliver for you guys.
他说：“大家好，感谢大家，今天为我们加油。我们都听到了，今天这场比赛是一场非常开心的比赛。那接下来也想问问 Jonathan 选手，因为其实，在面对 PRX 这样一支大家都非常熟知的打法风格也非常激进的这样一支队伍，我们很想知道他们的准备工作到底是什么样的，才能在今天达到一个这么好的效果。So first of all, congratulations on this win. And what kind of preparations do you make before going up against such an aggressive team like PRX?
The preparation was more or less anti-strats and more just preparing ourselves to, fight people 130 into the round every round. So yeah, we just had to make a few setups to adjust to their playstyle, and it worked out except for the first map. The first map was just a warm-up game, so we appreciate them warming us up for the next two.
他说：“其实对于他们来说，准备工作反而会稍微显得简单一点。对于他们来说，可能更多的就是专注于自己的比赛，准备自身的东西会更多一点。同时，可能对于打法风格也好，他们提前的设定也好，这些东西都会相应的减少。因为在面对这样一支可能打法风格相对激进的队伍的时候，可能这些的设定也会相对减少。那对于今天的第一张地图来说，他觉得对方确实打得很好。对于他们来说，他提出了一个极高的赞扬。但是，可能对于他们来说，也更像是一个热手，在热手过后也会有个很好的效果。那接下来第二个问题，因为其实对于 G2 来说，在这个赛段，可能我们都会觉得他们来到上海大师赛很像一个童话故事，因为在最开始第一赛段的时候，他们的表现并没有那么的出色。但是今天他们击败了一支非常厉害的队伍，同时来到上海大师赛，我们很想知道他们都做出了哪些转变，才能让他们现在达到这么高的一个水准，并且有这么好的一个实力。So you have had a miracle run leading up to Master Shanghai after struggling through the beginning of Stage 1. So what was the shift you all made leading up to now and making it here to this event?
I'd say the biggest shift for us was just confidence, mentality, and just staying positive even when we're getting destroyed. Like especially today, if this was in kickoff and we were down, we lost the first match 11-1 first half, we would be mentally boomed. So it's just the difference from that to now is incredible, and that's the reason why we can pull off these wins, just like T1 and now this.
他说：“其实对于他们来说，更多的可能还是变得更加自信了，他们的变化，而且他们的心态变得更加稳定了。尤其其实是拿今天的这张地图、今天的比赛来做例子，在第一张地图，他们可能是一个极大的劣势，11-1。当时这样的劣势结束的时候，当时他可能会觉得，如果回到了在起点赛的时候，以他们的心态，他们可能当时就会觉得完了，这局比赛我们是赢不了了。但是在现在，他们可以更好的调整心态，更好的调整自己的状态，从而达到一个更好的实力去结束比赛。我们在今天也看到了。那最后，今天献上了这么一场精彩的比赛，在场的观众们能不能再给一些掌声给 Jonathan 选手呢？那我们的赛后采访到这里就先结束了。That's all for our interview. Thanks for joining me and congratulations on the upcoming matches.
Thank you, appreciate it.
那让我们稍事休息，精彩比赛马上回来，拜拜。
Here we go. PRX versus G2, our second day of playoffs, and it's going to be a clash of styles.
PRX has picked to play them in the playoffs, and they have a chance to make an upset happen.
Self pushed up here into heaven, something finding one. Playing ring around the rosy here, sees the gun barrel of one. Swing out, finds it, swap over the classic, and something gets the 4K Red Bull clutch. And there's Jing now arriving, making his presence known. Angel said there's nowhere to go but forward, but it's into something who collapsed them. Entry from Icy, able to find one, but now something strikes. 2 kills, tries to swap over, pick him up after the uptrap. It's PRX taking split, 13-7. Jing now all the way in behind Rubble, takes out Leaf, takes out another. Looks to try to find Trent, but Trent will finally put him down. Now the Divide dead. Entry coming through, Forsaken not ready for it. Needs to have the headshot, needs to be snappy, but he can't quite make it happen still.
Oh my god.
Jing, oh my god, sniped out of the sky is Icy, comes up with 2. Icy dead, but finds himself another elimination. In towards B, but do they rebalance position? So far, they have not, and now he strikes, finds the first one, Mind Freak, trying to take him down, but something falls, Jing marks, gets the bite, and Trent will find the kill. It's a very aggressive space, but he's only able to find one. Boss, swing out, Forsaken, gone to the fuse, being held, paint shells in, and Leap will get the final kill. G2, the timeout works a treat. They take down PRX on Lotus, 13-10, we're going to bind. Allen just pushing his way forward into the site, able to collect 2 kills. Something will get one more as a parting gift. Here's the push. Forsaken able to find one, tucks into the corner, sends down that cove. They're trying to play a little bit more elusively in the Dizzy now. Trent able to play off that one. Showstopper now through, and they're so ready for it.
They're going to use the cove and a bunch of flashes, but they're ready. They're playing it.
Finds an opener once again. Says throw whatever you have at me. I will bear through it. I will shut you down. Now opens up, tries to find the shot. Forsaken able to come away with one.
Wow.
Fake is a second. Leap now dead, and Forsaken swaps to the classic.
Oh, no.
Reckoning sent, but he's got to get the spike planted. I think he might have just been a second too late. Just a hair off as the push coming through, and there is a thrifty G2 get their win, 13-5. They keep themselves in the upper bracket. They say to PRX, you asked for this, you picked us.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to day 7 of Masters Shanghai and our second playoff match of the day. It's EDG, Edward Gaming, taking on Team Heretics. Of course, I'm Golden Boy here alongside once again with Mimi and Kukuka to break it all down. The fans are starting to load into the building. They're excited to see their hometown squad take the stage. But I mean, this is like the last shot for the Chinese hopefuls as well.
I mean, this has been the day that I think everyone has been waiting for. People have been showing up to every game thus far. They've been rooting for the other teams. But EDG is the team of Shanghai. You go out on the scene, you'll see people wearing their jerseys. They are the ubiquitous squad of the CN region, and they have their chance to start making a mark here on the global stage.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going up against a team Heretics that, you know, has had their ups and downs, probably not coming in the best form for the tournament without meeting, but hey, they've been looking pretty good. And who would have told us that we'd get Wood versus Cancun, like on a day like this one.
So exciting there. So to give everyone a recap, you may not be aware, but this is going to be that last stand for the Chinese region, as both of the other Chinese teams, DRG as well as FPX, have been eliminated. But this squad is number 1 for a reason, and this is their 5th straight global qualification. When you think about this team in their region, truly the word that comes to mind is oftentimes unstoppable with the way that they play.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they've also evolved a bit since we saw them last time. I think that there is a barrier that they have to cross. Maybe making it straight into playoffs is going to give them a little bit more time to cool down and maybe learn a little bit about their opponents. But I really like the fact that they're, changing into new compositions. They're learning so fast. Their growth is so exponential that they should be top of their game right now.
But it's been back-to-back 5th, 6th finishes. That's been the barrier that they haven't been able to break. So the goal for this event for EDG is simple. Win in front of the home crowd. If they can break through that barrier and do it here in Shanghai, in the region they represent, it would be the best moment for these guys. It's been what they've been working at for these last 5 global events that they've attended.
I couldn't agree more there. Now today, all eyes are going to be on Cancun. Yinsu did manage to sit down with the star duelist ahead of Masters for a quick chat. Let's go ahead and take a look.
We're in Shanghai, so of course we gotta take a second to have a chat with the one and only Cancun. I've got Luna Dujing here to do some translations for me now. We've done this many times, Cancun, in many different countries, but this is the first time that we're gonna be doing this, having a huge international tournament in your home region. So how does it feel?
就第一次在家门口的国际大赛，对我来说应该是特别激动的，因为以前从来都没有那种感受，就是能够在家门口与很多不同地区的选手同台竞争嘛，所以说这是第一次，然后真的特别激动。
Because this is the first time that the first international tournament held in our home region, and I feel like there are so many players from different regions will come to Shanghai, so it feels really different and excited about it.
I'm super excited to see you guys play. But of course, you've also played in front of many fans, different fans, European fans, American fans, Japanese fans. So tell me, what are the fans here going to be like? Are they going to cheer for other teams too outside of CN?
就是 中国的一些粉丝，他们虽然说就也支持自己国家，就是自己赛区的选手嘛，然后他与此同时，他们也有自己喜欢的队伍，就像 PRX 啊、Fnatic 啊，他们很喜欢那些很有个性、很愿意去表达自己的一些选手。然后其实我能够感觉到，因为我知道。就是 VCTCN 的那些观众，他们在台下，每次我们在 VCT 联赛、CN 联赛的时候，他们都会欢呼得很大声。所以说，我觉得他们不会吝啬自己的欢呼声去给别的赛区的一些选手。对。
Because you know the fans from China, we can see that they're not only just cheering for the VCT teams from the VCT League. They also have their their favorite teams from other league, just like Fnatic or PRX and other teams. Of course, they will cheering for all of them. And because we play in VCTC, and we can always feel their enthusiasm, feel their passion on the stage. So of course, they will cheering for them.
I mean, if you play PRX or Fnatic, that's going to be really interesting to see who they cheer for. Now, lastly, we've seen many different versions of Kankan in the past. You know, even your hair changes very often from tournaments. Sometimes you op, sometimes you play rifle, sometimes you play agents, we don't expect you. So what kind of Kankan are we going to see
on mic
in this tournament? What can we expect from you?
我觉得其实马德里的康康就比较内敛一点，因为我觉得我头发长了过后会显得比较乖，但是我剪短了头发之后，就是其实我感觉会有2个人格，然后我剪短头发过后，另外一个人格就比较狂、比较外放、比较嚣张的那种人格就会出现吧，然后也正好在比赛场上去感受一下，再次感受一下。就像大家会说我剪了寸头，会想回到东京那个时候，我觉得并不是。其实我想在上海有一个新的起点。
Feels like when I was in Master Madrid, when my hair was longer, feel like it's like 2 different personality of me. At the time, my hair is longer. Maybe I looks like not that outgoing, but now I cut my hair with different hairstyle. Now seems like I'm more outgoing, more wild. So maybe some people will see that I cut my hair. If I want to go back to the Master Tokyo, I want to find the old me, I want to say it's not like that. I just want a new start in this Master Shanghai.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. Thank you very much, Luna, for translating. 谢谢康康，加油，我们加油。
That's the same excuse that I give myself as well. You know, that's why I have no hair. It's because I want a new start.
I mean, that's a sick metaphor.
It actually is.
You get a new start every week.
Yes, exactly.
No, but seriously for a second, every interview with Kung Kung, I feel like he's just so
He's just
cool.
dropping some heat, bro.
He's just so cool.
Dropping heat.
Like the answers he gives. This guy has been to so many of these events, going all the way back. The streak started at Champs Istanbul in 2022, and they have come time and again to these international stages and lost to international teams, but now they're at home.
Yeah.
And this is their chance to really show who they are, show who the Chinese region is, show that what they can achieve on their own home soil.
Yeah, well, you could see the young man on that screen right there is another breakout star, just like the way that Kong Kong was experiencing that same success when we saw him take the world stage for the first time. It's actually going to be Woot, and this is a battle that none of us coming into this event were particularly expecting, given that, you know, Mini Boo's on the team and so on and so forth. But now that Woot stepping in to that primary duelist role, Kakuka, we are getting essentially a clash of these young titans here on the stage, which is going to be so exciting.
It's funny how similar their stats are.
I love a narrative. That is what's so crazy. Kankan should be on like his element here. And what is just an insanely talented, super young player.
And confident.
Exactly. Yes. He has everything. He's the whole package. This man right here on the left came in as a flex player, and this tournament, he made it out of the Swiss stage with the highest ACS, the highest ADR, the highest kill per round. He's got every single thing. Round after round, you don't see him shake, you don't see him flinch, you just see him on the left side of the kill.
It's just how he approached it too. He approached it with this very just confident demeanor about himself that you don't normally see in a player his age at this stage, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, I think it's also impressive how well he like fit into the team's
Oh, it was like a glove.
ideas, right? He's so experienced being that initiator, setting his teammate Miniboo up, that when he swapped onto Duelist, it felt like all the same executes, all the same mid-round reclears. This team has a really deep playbook, but despite that, despite the fact that he's slotting into a new role, it just has seemed seamless for this guy.
I mean, I'm just surprised of what they able to pull out. I think that also
kenapa
some other player that
ketawa,
we need to
Bo?
talk about is Rians. I think that he is playing beautifully, and he's probably one of the reasons why Woods is
Aduh,
playing
PPR
like this.
kalah,
Not to mention
guys.
Patty Tech. Like the impact that he's finding in every single round for Heretics, it hasn't been easy, right?
There's a lot of support there for him, right? There's even been some support of his teammate online, the guy he's replacing.
Yes.
Miniboo's even come out online and talked about. He's like, "Hey, Woo, by the way, buddy,
Check, hello.
if you want."
Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna tell him, right? Also, just
Akan sama gue
remember,
Miki.
right? Woods is
Pong
the
pong
first
pong
time
pong
that
pong
he's
pong
actually
pong
the
pong.
global
Jelas
stage.
banget.
He's alright. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is the tweet right here. As a matter
Very.
of fact, yeah, Woo, you just played
Iya pong 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 opening pong 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 gue terus cok.
my guy is just so humble. He knows exactly what the team needs, and the team needs more Woo in their life. I'm just like his name.
But there's still a lot to prove it
as a duelist?
No, Wood absolutely not. He's proven it game after game. I mean, the last match they played, I think he was plus 28 to pull off the win against FPX. He's insane. But we have seen some trouble with this team. Against G2, they crumbled. They start making some mistakes. Like, it's still not the team that I'm in like the full form, ready to say that this is like a top 4 squad at the event. But you see the moments. You see the coordination. You see good reads. You see Woot playing the way he is. Team Heretics is the ultimate team with potential that could go on like a dark horse run here.
Yeah, exactly. And do not forget, after the result that we had on the first match, only 100 Thieves from the first seeds has managed to win their first encounter.
That's crazy.
So just, you know, I'm saying that all the
Emang
stars
ya
are
kira-kira
aligned.
Hey, it could very well look that way. Maybe not. We'll find out.
But
But
the
for
crowd's
now,
gonna go
though,
crazy.
let's go ahead and hear from Woot himself as Mika standing by.
Hey, I'm here right now with Woot of Team Heretics. Now, last week, Woot, we saw you debut as duelist, and you did amazing. But now you will be up against potentially one of the most popular duelists, and it is going to be on his home court. So, how are you feeling about that?
I'm really excited to play against Kang, but I
Langsung naik banget loh. Oh my god.
think it's a good chance to prove myself, and I will prove myself in the game.
Well, good luck. We're excited to see that matchup too.
Literally.
Update apa lagi? Ternyata ada update. No.
invested in his direction. But EDG have funneled out onto the site. They've taken a lot of the space. They've even gotten Smoggy really far up, playing in the smoke. But Patatek over the top, not able to connect onto the second.
It's scrappy.
Enemy remaining.
But it seems to be slowing down.
What was that from Smoggy?
He's going to have to 1v2 with the Classic to win this one out. And he's not going to be given much of a shot. Heretics will get their second. Woot, off of that, is going to have his ult online in the third round.
And that's the perfect round to have a showstopper because...
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be the first full buy for EDG. If it's a nice setup play for Woot, I mean, maybe off of a cam or even some other utility that we've seen them do, like through a smoke, maybe with a dart, you can really destroy EDG's economy and potentially snowball this game out of control on the defending side. And also, Heretics have done a really good job of taking A space early on and pivoting to the top mid area and kind of just trying to re-clear that entire area, fighting. They're seeking those fights out, so they're very proactive so far on their defensive side. And this is what I was talking about. You might see a rocket play off of the Cypher camera.
You can tell he's going to want to go. He has nothing but a ghost.
Yep.
Full armor. Nothing to lose here.
It's so smart to do that, too, because he doesn't need that Guardian on this side of the map if he has that showstopper.
Yeah.
Why not give it to somebody that's playing on A, and that's Patatek, who, by the way, he's been great with his mechanics. I mean, all tournament long, he's been hitting some really nice headshots. It will be a slow approach for EDG, and honestly, for all the viewers out there, get used to this. Early on in the matches on Sunset, they like to play this way. They like to play slow, bait out utility, see what they can do, see what they're working
Ya,
with.
tim Heretic
And then
sama
they transition
NTG.
in the middle of the half and start playing more aggressive, and they change the pace. That's something EDG is really good at doing, but that camera...
Oh, it's going to split it. Not connecting
Ooh.
or anything. Remember, it was just a ghost on the other side.
Yeah.
Sayang
Wingman
banget
will go out,
ultinya.
or at least try to. Not tagging on anyone as a spike has not made its way past the threshold. Kong with 2 kills. Chichu weak.
Itu lupa apa
A little bit of space for the attack.
sengaja
A nade in his hand
atau
And Patatek right now, he's just
kenapa
waiting
nggak
for Lou to
itunya
link up with him and potentially start the retake.
30 seconds
But
left.
Kong, oh, the nade misses, so he's going to have to hard clear the close left.
Getting an
salah.
awkward little crevice.
That's unfortunate. So Omen Flash will be the cue for the retake. Patatek gets the entry. I spoke about how he's so good at one-tapping players. And all of a sudden, that
Kesalahan.
freeze that EDG did, it's working against them.
Smoggy has to tank, tries to get the spike. And he
Niatnya
will
tuh
fall.
mesti mau mantulin
The
sih.
bonus the way of Heretics. What a start.
That was a huge impact from Benji to get that trade in A main, B main, after Woot missed that showstopper. But yeah, I mean, we saw in full effect what giving the gun to Patatek does in this scenario. I mean, he made full value of it.
Oh.
And I like EDG's approach of slowing down the round, waiting for a mistake from Heretics, but the time just clocked down too low, and it ultimately worked against them.
I mean, they hard froze.
Yeah.
Kesalahan
And all of a
berapa
sudden, just like
kali
that,
itu.
you're on another eco round. There will be stingers in
Oh,
full
they're all
effect,
here.
though.
They're all here, and it's all messy. Haodong's the only one who has found success, as Heretics shut the door on EDG once more.
One suppressed.
I mean, Woot is just the linchpin of this team of Heretics on this duelist role. And yeah, he said that he feels a lot of the pressure, and that makes sense. Much like how Patatek felt the pressure at Chishu right here.
But you wouldn't believe it watching the kid play.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I mean, he's ice cold. If that's what he's like being nervous, I can't even imagine what he's like when he's not.
Yeah. What does it look like when he's confident?
The lad is mad. And right now, EDG, they're going to have to re-clear all their spawn. They're worried about a flank from Benji Fishy.
Yeah, he could be anywhere at this point. There hasn't been any info gathered.
And the cool thing about this situation is that I think he also has a cam that sees the mid walk-up from B, so they don't really have to play on this B site at all.
Yeah.
They can just play the disciplined game, play together.
30 seconds
I mean, both
left.
these players of EDG are sitting at 5 HP apiece. I mean, that's not something you see every day. I don't know how they're so synced up like that. But the IGL of Haodong, he's going to have to try to do anything they can to win this round.
Planted the spike. My ultimate is ready.
And I imagine it's just going to be so hard. I mean, Rians has SUBATHON, he's got the drone, he's got 2 shocks. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of advantages, Wavy, of the defense here. Rians cleans up the two that remain in pretty effortless fashion. Now he's going to get the defuse and his ult online for the next round. Heretics have started off masterfully. I mean, they've got plenty of money. They're going to have, they've already had one ult in Woots. Now they're going to have Rians to play around as well.
Here's that replay of Woot just running through the smoke, helping his teammate Boo out, who got Omen flashed early in that round. I mean, he almost went down right there, but the stinger shot's just not able to connect. Benji Fishy is vibing right now. So nice to see.
Early timeout called from after. Given that they're down 4 rounds, it makes a lot of sense. See what adjustments have to be made.
Yeah, and they have to. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on EDG as well in this match because Heretics is the team that took down their brothers. They took down both the Chinese teams that, I mean, EDG beat, so they have to kind of be like that big brother and help their little bro out. But so far, I mean, it's just been the Woot show. 7-2. I mean, Rians cleaned up that last round, and that'll put him on a showstopper. I mean, sorry, the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah.
He's wrong character.
I mean, and Boo hasn't even died yet. It's just looked really good out of Heretics early on. I think, obviously not phased, not concerned about who's playing on the other side of the stage. They look really comfortable. They look great.
And this is kind of to be expected. This is Heretics' map pick. EDG, the last time they played it, I mean, I think they may have won it in overtime. It was like 16-14, but it wasn't pretty at all. And right now, I mean, the Viper is kind of maybe would have been better for EDG with the way that I've seen them play it so far. I mean, you don't have that value of putting the wall up, dropping it, and being able to lurk up, walk up on a timing.
It's just so tough to say.
Yeah. They're trying to set it up, though.
Yeah.
They're trying to set it up with the Astra one-way here on the left side. But, I mean, we saw Woot just completely disrespect it.
Right.
Granted, it was an eco round, so, I mean, maybe he would have gotten punished on a gun round.
Careful. My guess is that's not the last time he's going to try to push that smoke the way he did.
Yeah, and look, I mean, Heretics are already instantly backing off of A, ready for, like, a mid-crunch.
Nobody with this Thrash online. They're going to have to deal with some of this Cypher util again.
But this is why you see Heretics playing off the site. They don't want that Thrash to get value.
Right, and they have Rians' ult.
Yep.
So as soon as they realize where the hit is, he can just pop that thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they decide to flood in. Ooh, that knife hitting.
I think that was intentional.
Jadi.
So nobody gets tagged by the knife to suggest they're staying B, and you see it on the minimap, they're all rotating back A.
Yeah, it keeps a couple players from Heretics staying.
Exactly.
No rotation towards that A site. This should be a free hit, potentially even a kill, a punish on the Boo here, who hasn't dropped yet.
That noise should be cute. Instantly, Woot starts to rotate back.
Oh yeah! 30 seconds.
And now the Thrash invested, you see him funneling away, giving the space. Boo not wanting to reckon with that. Manages to avoid it. No tags found. And now the Hunter's Fury from Spawn. Boo spotting Kong Kong, swatting him out of the sky.
The time, Doug.
Again, becomes a factor with 10 seconds left. They haven't really made it out of elbow yet. Woot's still trying to dash around, trying to dance around, staying alive at least for a little bit longer, but ultimately falling with 3 seconds left. Are they going to be able to get the spike down? They will. About a second was the difference. And now 4v3, the way they attack. Heretics patient with their approach, patient with the attempt at a flood. Benji will fall. Patatek and Boo left in a 2v4. An ult still at the disposal of EDG for Chichu in case it's needed. But they're just so comfortable with this. EDG are on the board.
Yeah, and at the end there for the post plant, I mean, EDG set up a perfect crossfire, making it nearly impossible to break through.
Right there.
And that came down to the wire, but they're so clutch in these moments. Not a doubt in their minds that they had the time to go for this. And that entry, I mean, that was so clean onto Rians. That was everything.
Nice.
So finally, EDG will get on the board and have a chance to string some rounds together. Kong Kong is sitting on a showstopper. Chichu does have that Astral ultimate. But Woot is already doing a walk down mid.
There's the ult. He's kind of on his own here. Separated really far. I don't think the knife is going to tag much. I think that was also really conditioning with how Woot continues to play back box.
Yeah.
Concon guessing that's where he was going to be.
Yeah, why not clear it? I mean, he's gotten so much value in that spot. All map long so far.
Yeah, it doesn't connect, but the space has been cleared. Now, EDG with a bit of an advantage.
What a good molly.
Yeah,
and a nade.
Gosh, both of them. Nobody unable to survive the spam. Incapable of staying alive. Concon playing up close as the cage goes down, so does he. EDG again have been picked apart. This was a 2v4 though. If they can settle, they've got it close, but Smoggy and Haodong fall at the worst time.
That was a very convincing retake for Heretics. I mean, yeah, there's only 2 players alive, but the initial fight, that initial exchange against the 4 players in that A lane, it just went their way. Their spacing was perfect, the trades were on point, the utility to flush out a kill for Boo in the beginning, and then he's just sitting on top of that box. I could see over the smoke. Very well played from Team Heretics on that retake. Especially with how the last, retake went. EDG had such good crossfires this time. Not exactly a crossfire onto that lane area.
Oh, I think you're right too. You mentioned the spacing and how good it looks for Heretics. Even in that fight as the cage goes down, the ability to trade every single member in case it got messy.
And as an attacker on this map, now you have to be worried about all that discipline. It like kind of soaks into your brain. You're like, oh, if I really do go for a random peek, there's gonna be 2, maybe 3 guys holding me.
Banyak banget ya yang ke pantai gini ya pas awal.
Invested B.
Oh, they're ready to fight this though.
They're getting ahead of it too. They've got the dart, they've got the cage to cover and then spam if anything connected, but nothing through. Spike's still planted though. They've invested Patatech's ult, but they're playing so close that Shock is up close and personal. 2 members of EDG fall. Chichu and Nobody trying to hang on to the round. It's just Nobody who's here. Chichu's gonna be on a really late flank. Nobody has to play his life, and he can't. There's just not enough time. There's not enough space. The defuse will come through without a challenge.
It was the moving death ball approach from Heretics that secured them that round. And yeah, the showstopper doesn't connect from Woot. But I mean, that Cypher ult, that was everything. You just spam Nobody through the smokes, doesn't matter where he is. Yeah, he had nowhere to play. And right here, I mean, Rian's got away with murder with that little wide swing.
Dude, I don't know how.
He just broke the crosshairs of EDG in that moment.
And then let Benji, Fishy, and Patatech clean it up.
Yeah.
Feels like they shouldn't have gotten away with it, but 5 rounds now separating these two. EDG have found the tiniest sliver of success, but other than that, it's been all Heretics all the way.
And they've tried a lot of different looks. I mean, you've tried doing a fast A default. You've tried slowing the round down, feinting that you're going A, and then going back to mid. Then you've done B main hits, so like nothing is working right now for EDG.
Here.
And that's mainly because Heretics, I mean, they're playing the map so well. They're proactive after they take A space. Boo is just living on A. He gets out of the site. The only real success EDG has had was with this Thrash towards the A side of the map. That's why you see them funneling here again. Oh!
Almost.
He almost got the timing.
And he's still going to take a little bit of nade damage. The plant got interrupted. It's going to be on Nobody to pick it back up and try a second time.
He still has that Thrash, though, for the post plant.
Yeah. And they've managed to create enough space, so even if he wasn't able to fully commit to the plant, Wingman wasn't. Now they can
here we go.
Move a little bit more. Thrash going in forward. Haodong the first to fall. Nobody trying to swing through smokes. He's going to spot 2, but only able to connect on 1. 3v3 for the round. TP invested by Smoggy. Where is he going? Just enough to create a distraction. Concon feeling a lot of the pressure. Able to get another kill with 36 HP. That's all he'll find. Rians is healthy. 2 on the other side. He's already spotted the hand of 1. Not able to land the shots.
Double swing, Shirley.
Yeah, such a tough position to be in. They're going to face him here. He's gotten it to half. 9 bullets left, though. Even if they try, time is just not on his side. EDG play that beautifully. Chichu gets 3 as EDG find their second.
And that's the second beautiful post plan on that A site that secures EDG around. They play those crossfires so well. This time, in that A lane, the trades go into their favor and make it a 3v3. And, I mean, you saw at the end there, there's just too many angles to look at. The whole time, Chichu was just playing in the back here, just toying with Rians. That was a very disciplined post plant. I really like that from EDG. Those are good signs. If they can emulate that on the B side of the map, they might have success there too.
All right. Really high flash with Blue taking space and the Dizzy over the top to try to keep it back, but it got cleared instantly.
That pickup star, it might be conditioning for future rounds. Maybe you'll see some players behind it the next time you see that. Try to catch off
Right there.
Woot or Boo, get a kill, and then that'll open up the entire map for ADG. But this time around, that slow approach that we've seen in the first couple rounds of the half.
But even then, you know, you talked, Dre, earlier about how they have tried a number of different looks. They've tried being aggressive, they've tried the more slow, defaulty look. Even this, while it's a little bit slower, much like we've seen in some of the earlier rounds of the half, the way they're exploring the map is different.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's a change of pace for sure. And I mean, the success that they had was, I mean, the 2 rounds was off of that Thrash. But it's like the rounds where they don't have the ults where it kind of just falls apart for them.
Right. You mentioned that they need to try to find some success B because it's look good on A. Can they do it here?
30 seconds.
They do
Before
get
leaning towards the site, you see the utility already dumped down, but Benji Fishy playing back site, getting 2.
Standing ahead.
This is going to be such a tough thing to hold to 3v5.
I don't think they know that Kongkong's in this spot though. And nobody's in market, so Kongkong needs to go huge here for EDG.
The paranoia traded, Kongkong, oh, he's able to get 1, but the clip runs dry, he's not able to connect anymore. Benji Fishy with 3, Chichu left alone. The lack of success on B continues. Chichu's able to get his 1, Rien's holding the defuse all the way. Benji Fishy with 4. Heretics continue to roll.
That's all because of the disruption that Benji Fishy and Rien's had on that initial B hit. You don't expect just a Sova and a Cypher to do stuff like this. I mean, you had full utility on the site. You have all 5 players alive. The bomb is going down, and all of a sudden you're being faced with this fire of Benji Fishy and Rien's. Heretics, their game plan is to disrupt, not allow it to go into that 5-on-5 post-plant scenario. Because that's where the double controller shines. I mean, you can delay so many lanes and kind of cycle the utility. And if EDG baits out early utility from Heretics, I mean, they might not have even a flash to run through those smokes. So that's what they're trying to set up. This time it will be a walk into elbow, but if Kongkong decides to walk up here without using utility, he's going to be met by a judge. Should be a couple 1-pumps here, but I imagine they might use
Nothing other than their bodies. Kongkong somehow manages to get his 1, but Patatek on the trade. The timing is beautiful. The swing is almost perfect.
Bomb buddy out.
Even with him getting away with just 1 with the judge. I mean, Heretics are just, they're just destroying EDG on this half, man.
That follow-up utility off the contact with Boo, that was some of the most clean stuff I've seen.
The flash, the molly, I mean, the dart.
And it was in tandem, right? It was like, off of Woot's contact, we have a right-click flash out of Potty Tech. Not only do we have that, but Rien's has a lineup dart that lands in the back of elbow, and then he's able to go for even more with another right-click. I mean, this was beautiful. Oh, it tags! That's what happened!
Tragic.
The dart tag, Kongkong, I didn't even see that. That is definitely tragic. I was wondering if he had like a lineup dart or something. That will be the 2nd timeout for EDG. They're gonna have no more going forward. And you kind of have to. I mean, 8-2 is a very decisive and convincing lead for Heretics. But just to remind everybody, this is not EDG's map pick, and they did switch it up. This is the first time that they've ran an Astra over the Viper on this map, and maybe that is playing a factor. They're just not used to playing it in a match setting.
Maybe. They've had a couple of cool ideas. You mentioned some of the recalled smokes, but yeah, it's been really tough for them to find success, and I think we can attribute some of that to the comp change, but I think the big takeaway here is Heretics just continues to dominate on Sunset. We mentioned earlier they've bested the other 2 Chinese teams that are playing in this tournament, and now they're having their way with EDG as well.
And a big part of that is the anchor players for Team Heretics. They kind of allow the rest of the players to be enabled and do a lot of stuff on the retakes.
It's like they're running into a brick wall every single time they try to hit a site.
Yeah.
And the brick wall is sometimes it's re-ends, sometimes it's Benji Fishy, sometimes it's Woot. Like,
You on the other side.
You kind of have to invest a lot of utility on these early chokes to get up with the comp of EDG. And the way that Boo plays this A side of the map, where he's consistently just jump peeking and then backing up, delaying you with the Omen flash, and this time he's going to get aggressive. I mean, all these things play a factor of him not getting punished and baiting out your own utility.
A big round here for the attack. 2 ults online, 2 within 1 point. Patek getting a lot of info mid there.
So confident. And that proactivity, I mean, it makes you have to just seize and just wait. Makes you rethink how you want to approach the round. The thing is off of that first layer of utility, EDG don't go back up mid. And Heretics kind of give it. So they don't have a read on what Heretics is really doing after that first set of delay utility.
The nade to clear the trip, the satchel forward, the Benji Fishy again has not been cleared now. Going down at the hands of Chi-Chi. The rocket not going to connect either. So Hunter Fury has been invested by Rians. Woot playing further back. Unfortunately having to watch as Konkon gets the best of his teammate. But they're still keeping him back. Instantly on the trade, a 2v2 as the nade comes back out. How do Patek and Boo get back in on this? The Paranoia only connecting on one. Smoggy over Konkong's shoulder, delivers the shot. Leaving Patek alone, a 1v2, a tap of the spike, the swing coming through. Not able to connect on the shots. Konkong with 3 as EDG get there as well.
Konkong hyping up the crowd with that 3K. Brought his team back into it. Heretics did a good job of re-clearing the lurk in mid. But the answer back from Konkong, that was huge. Look at this right here. Nice shot on the Woot. And then Smoggy, this kill right here to support Konkong, who was completely Omen flashed. Nice work from EDG.
Last round of the half, 3 ults on the side of the attack.
And they have a Thrash. They're 2 for 2 on Thrash round wins right now. EDG do a really good job of using that first Thrash ult and then picking it back up and using it for even more value. And not only on a map like this, but other maps in the future. It's something to look out for if you're Team Heretics. They like to take initial space with it and then pick it back up, maybe go somewhere else. Something that they've done a lot, and this is another showstopper trap, but this time, Howdong, he's way ahead of it.
Meanwhile, they invest the Thrash and the Paranoia on the other side, feeling some of the pressure coming in on one side, filling in on the rest of the map. Konkong has already gotten all the way up into elbow.
And here it is, he's able to pick up the Thrash again and have it for the post plant.
The thing is, they don't have the Paranoia to clear out the box. So they're going to have to try to get through that. They got lineups, but it bounced a little bit off the mark. Still tucked behind the Cosmic Divide. Patek will get tagged, but now without taking one with him. Leaving Woot in a 1v3. Woot, who started off the half in electric fashion, is going to have to close it, bookend it, if he wants to win this thing out. Otherwise, EDG will get to 4.
Well, this nade will have Konkong have to peek.
That's heat-seeking, but Konkong gladly takes that swing. 3 on the round for Duelists as EDG salvaged the first half.
Yeah, 4 rounds. I mean, with the way that it was looking for Heretics, they were up, what, 8-2? So they definitely salvaged the half, and that was off the back of Konkong. Who else? Who other than Konkong? Beautiful play on this site. And even in the post plants, even if Konkong drops there, you imagine that Howdong and whoever else was on site, I forget who it was, would just play that discipline. EDG are a very disciplined team in these scenarios.
Konkong popping off, getting the crowd back into it. As you mentioned, EDG have gotten all the way up to 4 rounds, and it's been in the best that Heretics has been able to throw. We've got Mika standing by with Chinese professional basketball player Guo Ailun.
We have another special guest in the audience right now. We have Guo Ailun, who is a professional basketball player. Thank you so much for being here. What does it feel like seeing esports and gaming on a stage like this in Shanghai?
想首先请问一下，觉得在上海线下观看我们的电竞比赛，来到我们的5位竞技场，感受怎么样呢？
开心、热血，为什么呢？ 因为这是一项国际项的大赛啊，因为很高兴就看到这么多来自世界不同国家的顶尖的5位契约选手聚在上海，然后这个城市，这个热情的城市，我觉得让我现在自己来说也替他们非常的高兴和热血沸腾啊。
I was really happy and feel the passion about the, it's international tournament. Also, all of the top players from all of the leagues, and I feel like deep in my heart, I feel so happy for them.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And of course, as an athlete as well, what is your mentality going into a big competition like this? What is the advice that you can give these players?
那想请问您，作为一位职业选手，您是以什么样的心态再去面对各种世界性的赛事呢？以及有没有一些助言和建议能给到我们的职业选手呢？
参加这种国际的比赛，跟国外的顶尖选手对抗，他们肯定心里或多或少说上场之前有一些紧张嘛，然后带着我们这些国人的粉丝的期待嘛，然后我希望他们能我在场就是可能就是把自己尽量想的简单一些，然后不要心里有那么多杂念，然后就是去上场以后放松着去干这件事儿，不要想着后果，也不要想着自己是谁，放下所有的包袱，要这样才能发挥出所有的自己的能力吧。希望他们，我希望给他们谈不上建议吧，希望就是让他们像平常训练一样放松一些来面对这次比赛，不要给自己的结果设更多预想，然后就会顺其自然发挥到出自己最好的水平，结果就会顺其自然的好啊。
I think when you faced against all of the top players from all of the league, you have to be like nervous. But from my perspective, I think when you participate in international tournament like this, you need to like just take it easy. Don't think too much. Just play as good as you play as Euro, and I think you will play good.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and let's get back to the game.
还有一个问题没问呢，你告诉他。齐家看我再抢点镜吗？快开始了吗？没有问题，没有时间问我了。
您想说可以直接跟大家分享一下吧？
啊，其实还有一个问题准备好，他们问我什么时候是最让我激动的时刻，然后我都已经想好，如果今天唯一代表现在我们中国的战队 EDG 夺冠那天是我最激动的时刻，我希望大家一起等着那天到来。
Oh, what an entry into the second half. We'll see if they're able to carry that momentum. EDG down 4, but now on the defensive side as Heretics will have to test their mettle. Again, a map that they have found so much success on. Forced to close this one out.
And this is a big test. I mean, you said it, Doug, momentum. This pistol round is everything to see if it truly did shift in EDG's favor after closing out those last 2 rounds of the half.
Heretics haven't made very much noise this round at all.
They did dart B early on and get info there. And that's what ended up leaving 3 players of EDG there. So this A hit that comes in for Heretics, this could be really deadly.
The only bit of noise they made. The smoke goes up. Really right on time. Nobody's going to be paranoid. Trying to dance around it. Still getting a shot. The Frenzy connecting. But Heretics have gotten all the space they could possibly want. Kong falling as well as Chichu's on the swing.
Good timing. Omen flashed.
But the flash on the other side.
Oh!
Chichu still gets 3. The pistol the way of EDG.
Full steam ahead was Chichu. He found the timing. He slipped the net. And then he swings onto sight with that beautiful Omen flash from Smoggy. What a setup for Chichu.
Udah flash
And
lu
even at
pada.
the end there, when Potty gets unflashed, the poise on Chichu, the confidence.
Ini timing banget nih.
Baby.
There's that paranoia that you're
Pas banget sih dia untungnya.
The first one was free. The second one was steady.
It's a hell of a start to the half for EDG. And it kind of felt like they needed that.
3 Bulldogs, a pistol, and a Spectre for EDG. They're all here.
Oh, baby.
1 burst, 2 kills. Now 3 remain for Heretics.
That's everything you want out of the Bulldog. Scoped in kill, that little burst shot. So nice and just not stopping at all. Kong and Howdong, the IGL. Everybody cleaning up the round with Bulldogs. Super healthy going into this next round. I wonder if Smoggy even tries to invest here. All he used was a ghost in that round. And the cool thing about this composition that EDG are running, the double controllers, you have a one-way coming out at A, you had a pickup star in B main. And yeah, Heretics check that B main smoke. but 2 players of EDG were just right behind it, waiting for the walk-up.
You were wondering whether or not Smoggy would invest because all he had was a Ghost. They will buy full armor and a Guardian.
They have a very good chance of at least damaging the economy of Heretics here.
Flash Dark combo, a little bit of space, take an elbow.
Oh, they're fighting
But Smoggy and nobody, one over the other. And it's a 1-for-1. Managing to TP to get away. Meanwhile, Kong satchel to get back towards A, so he's not going to have that as the rest of the round goes on. Still has room to play around, though, as he has quietly slipped. Back box. Getting tagged by his teammates, Paranoia, but finding the right time to swing and landing the shots, too. 8 bullets left, though, 18 HP. He's been surrounded. Too many targets to choose from. And Howdong left in a 1v3.
The trades were perfect for Heretics. Kong, I mean, he almost had that one. Now it's all left down to Howdong in this 1v3, the IGL. And he has a trip in front of him, too. 2 players of Heretics are low, though.
See if he tags onto any of them. He's arrived with enough time to think this one through, but I mean, you painted a really good picture. The trip, the fact that there are 3 on the other side, he's by himself. Would be so difficult to connect on, and then the Paranoia timing from Boo is just so nice. As soon as the smoke goes down, he realizes if they're going to be pushing from that side, the Paranoia would connect. Howdong looking to catch anything on the way out that he can. He will find one.
This is no problem.
That's all he'll get. Heretics get to 9, and the attempt at a bonus, the possibility of one is gone.
Yeah, EDG did a really good job into this round of, you know, bringing it back and getting a lot of the guns out and armor. Now, you know, the buy from Heretics is kind of scrappy. We're seeing a Bulldog out of Rians. Here's the nice trading onto the actual site when the hit came for Heretics. But Kong, I mean, he got in that site, and if this keeps happening in the future, maybe when he has a Vandal that can one-shot headshot, that's a completely different round. Maybe EDG take that round. It will be another 3-2 setup for EDG. They're opting to play really far back, and oh my gosh, speaking of an op.
The op in the hands of Kong.
And he's easily one of the best oppers in the game. Smoggy here, he played this round, he played that spot last round, and it's all to set up Kong here with the operator.
Again, and now he's holding the line. He took the game by storm with this weapon. Can he connect again? Yes. Not able to satchel away, though, as Rians puts him down. Heretics with a numbers advantage and space to be gained on the site. Smoggy close by, Chichu as well. Kept back by the smokes. The tags through, they might try to wrap around him.
They might find a window of opportunity here on this wrap around. I mean, right now, Boo is not ready here at all, but
drops the smoke to cross.
Speak of the devil, but if they just face check this, they still might find the timing.
There's no way to expect that. That's what they'll be. If they don't make any noise, Rians is looking that way. And he drops the first. That shot was so clean. Chichu in a 1v4. He's not standing up to that.
And the trading from Rians onto Kong in this round, that was ridiculous. Mid-satchel, he insted Kong. And, I mean, that operator entry, that was beautiful. Tries to satchel out. I mean, look at this. He's stunned. Oh, my gosh.
It barely left his feet.
He's so quick. And then he closes it out with this.
This was really nice by Rians. I mean, we talked so much about how that double late wrap into elbow could have been disaster. If Rians isn't looking that way, there's so much value found.
And a lot of that was off of Woot actually taking that space in CT.
Right.
They don't have to worry about lane whatsoever because the Cypher Cam's there from Benji Fishy. Where else are the players?
Right.
This time around for Heretics, a very quick A default.
To get Woot that showstopper, you're right.
I like that play from EDG. The last couple rounds that Heretics have gone A, they've kind of been in that elbow area. So that was kind of a read that EDG thought they had, but this time around, Heretics, they tap the orb there and they just wait and pause. Waiting for a trap play.
And then when they do commit, EDG aren't able to funnel in behind it quickly enough. A little bit slow on the draw.
The rotation was perfect for Heretics. This is a really nicely round, a really nicely called to the round.
Patatech invests his ult. Howdong's utility is not going to be a factor here. And they can just run him down, or at least try to. He will fall. Every single member of EDG has met their demise so far. Kong and Nobody, the only two that remain, approaching the site from opposite sides.
I mean, just look at the mini-map, how together of this Deathball Heretics is. Entering the site, you have to fight 2-3 people in front of you with gun disadvantage and utility flooding you. And then they all get out together.
Right, and then if you somehow win those, you're going to have to deal with the rest. A miserable spot to be in. The tap of the spike, drawing out action. But when you have that big of an advantage, it just looks easy. A flawless round for Heretics as they get up to 11.
Good discipline from Heretics. Even at the end there, using utility to fight the last two players, not dropping guns. I mean,
honestly, in a 5v3 there, you don't necessarily have to be disciplined, right? You think, all right, we're able to clean this up, but they play that really well.
That'll seep into the minds of EDG, not only on this map, but future maps when Heretics are on post plants. And it can be so hard to play against a team that is like that. It kind of feels like you can't really do anything.
Right.
If you force the issue, you're just going to get met by 2-3 players in a crossfire.
This is aggressive out for Woot, the Satchels, but it's actually Kong who invested his ult on the other side. He's going to find plenty of space. Now it's Woot's turn to try some of the same. The ult not connecting. Both rockets traded. No kills found. Heretics pushing forward, but you've got a lot of presence here. Chichu's just playing on the other side of the smoke. He will fall. It's Benji Fish. He goes backside. But Smoggy on the counter. Smoggy on the punch. 3 found. But Benji Fish, he closes it out. Heretics get to map point.
It's again Heretics fighting together on the site. This time they get delayed by an Omen smoke on default. But Rians with that Sova drone, I mean, it just goes straight through the smoke. That gives the confidence to Woot and Patty Tack to just run through and just trade out. And the aggressive trip from Benji Fishy as well onto that market area. Yeah, Smoggy gets this 3rd kill after that trip connects, but it's so hard to do more off of that.
I mean, he did everything he could.
Rapnya sih ganggu tadi.
What did he say?
They're getting really good at censoring. That's so hard.
Yeah, they are. Another quick B default. I mean, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
But meanwhile, on the other side, EDG again took aggressive space A at the beginning. A Paranoia and a Satchel out. Nothing to be found, though.
What? Haodong tried to take things into his own hands there and check. Just face check that smoke. But now, that Cypher ult's going to give full info.
They're all here and they know it, but they might try to hit it anyway. Trying to get a crossover to market with the fadeaway shot. They're just not missing right now.
I mean, you can't make it up. What was that?
Thrash will connect onto Riens. Nobody falls. Smoggy will too. Dominant from beginning to end for Heretics.
GG.
13-6.
I mean, EDG did do better than the previous 2 teams. They got 6 rounds, but
but I think it was like 3 rounds and 4 rounds. Now 6. It's been ugly. We'll see if Split tells a different story on the other side of this break.
Go!
Oke lah guys, kita dan dulu. Yang mau lanjut nonton bisa ke Twitch,
jika
atau ke YouTube Valorant Indo bisa. Oke.
Ya, nice.
Dan dulu. Bye bye, sampai jumpa.